Good afternoon and welcome to WCBN Sports here on YouTube. My name is Tim. I'm joined by the lovely Pete Nasr, and we are here today with the last softball game of the regular season. Your Michigan Wolverines taking on who else but the Ohio State Buckeyes. This game, of course, not only crucial for that rivalry between the Wolverines and the Buckeyes, but also because Michigan today could win their 23rd Big Ten regular season title. Currently a half game behind the Northwestern Wildcats. They play today at 3 p.m., 2 p.m. Central. And if Michigan wins today and if Northwestern loses, this will be the 23rd program Big Ten regular season title and put them in a great spot for the upcoming Big Ten tournament. So a lot of important things going on today. Peter, how are we feeling about it?
It's a great day to be here. Obviously, weather-wise, it's been better.
Yes.
But there's nothing better than being at the Hutch. Sold-out crowd expected here. Nothing better. Michigan, Ohio State to close out the regular season. You've hyped up the stuff that's on the line here today. A Michigan win and a Northwestern loss in Bloomington against the Hoosiers this afternoon, and the Wolverines win their first Big Ten title since 2021, snapping Northwestern's couple in a row. And with the Big Ten tournament coming up in just this weekend, or this upcoming week with Thursday, Michigan wants to build that momentum. They lost their long winning streak yesterday, losing 6-0. So this is a great chance to get that win back. Whether or not you win the Big Ten championship, since that's out of your hands, you get a good performance today, and you're ready to roll in Iowa City come Thursday.
Absolutely. This is the third game of the series here. Michigan won the first game on Friday, lost yesterday. So hoping to end out today not only with the win, clinching another series win over the Buckeyes, but also, of course, put themselves in as good positions as they can be for the regular season title. But with that, we're about to throw out the first pitch here. Starting on the mound for the Wolverines, we get Lauren Durkowski, making her 27th start on the season, record of 16-7, ERA of 2.20. She's going to be on the mound for the Wolverines, and the Buckeyes will be back up to bat first. The lineup for the Ohio State Buckeyes: Tegan Cordelletti, Taylor Heckman, Cami Quartercracks, Jasmine Burns, Mackenzie Bump, Sam Hackenbrack, Kirsten Epley, Destiny Nori, Caitlin Farley, and Allison Smith is on the mound for the Buckeyes. That is your lineup. We'll give you their positions when they hit out in the field. In the field for the Wolverines, as I mentioned, Durkowski on the mound. Lily Valama, a true freshman, a redshirted freshman, was out injured all of last year. This is her first time playing, and she has started every single game behind the dish for the Wolverines. At first base, you got Kiki Thole. Second base, Indiana Langford. Third base, Maddie Erickson. Shortstop, Ella McVeigh. And then center field, you have Janisa Conway. Right field, Ella Stevenson. And in left field, Ellie Sealer. And with that, we are underway as Tegan Cortelli is going to walk into the batter's box. For the first pitch, is going to show bunt, and the pitch on its way, foul back, tipped behind the plate, and that is going to get this game underway.
And Cordelletti, she's been hitting .399. She's had a great weekend so far, 5 for 8 in these past 2 days, and an important first out for Michigan here in this leadoff hitter.
Second pitch, and now it's in the dirt. Going to be 1-1 count coming up. Yeah, you mentioned Cordelletti batting almost 400 on the year, and she has played and started in 45 of the Buckeyes' 49 games. So she's got a lot of playing time. This is a very solid leadoff hitter. As the third pitch comes in, that's also fouled back behind the plate. Going to bring the count to 1-2.
And we mentioned Durkowski. She pitched on Friday in the Circle, had a really good outing for Michigan, pitched 6+ innings, got the win, gave up 6 runs, but only 2 of those earned as Michigan had a couple defensive lapses. So looking to have another strong outing here to close out the regular season.
And the 1-2 pitch, and swung on and fouled off again. Third straight foul off from Cordelletti. Great job of battling, staying alive in this first at-bat. So crucial to get a hot start to this game, get on base, and help let her teammates knock her around. Still 1-2 after that foul off. Has shown bunt every time, but is going to pull it back again. Swung on, hit, hard line drive to shortstop. But McVeigh is there for it. The line out. It gets the first out here on Senior Day for the Wolverines. A great play there by McVeigh, keeping cool under pressure. Didn't actually have to move her feet too much for that one, but got down, fielded in, didn't panic. And that's 1 out here in the top of the first.
And she's in the perfect spot. Ball went right to her. Made a nice, easy play for the first out here in this top half of the first.
And the first pitch on the way It's going to be a ball to Taylor Heckman, the right fielder for the Buckeyes, number 13, a senior, batting .331 on the year. A really great average up at the top of this Buckeyes line. A really great job of getting hot in the beginning. 1-0 pitch. Up, and that's going to be just a little bit high. It's going to be ball to Drukowski, quickly falling behind here in this count. And
Heckman, you mentioned it with the batting average. She also leads the team with 22 walks on the year, so she's got a really good eye. She's worked an early 2-0 count, so she gets on base frequently and looking to do so here.
The 0-2 pitch in, and that again is high. That great eye of Heckman that we're just talking about. Works to a 3-0 count. And we see this from Drukowski every now and then. Maybe losing control a little bit, maybe trying to get them in chase, but they just don't quite go for it. So see if Drukowski can lock it in or bring this count back. 3-0 on the way, and that's going to find its way in for the first strike of the at-bat. Yep. Weren't really expecting a swing from Heckman there, but still a great job putting that one over the plate.
Yeah, Mark Koretz make chorus behind the calling balls and strikes behind the dish, throwing that fist up for the first call strike of this game.
And 3-1 now on the way. And that is going to be a walk. Great job there to pull back from Heckman. Saw her twitch for a second, but laid off it. And that's going to be 1 out with 1 on here in the top of the first.
Yep, and now that's her team leading 23rd walk of the year. Bring up Kami Kortekratz, who's 5th in the Big Ten in home runs this weekend.
The first pitch to Kortekratz goes in, and that's going to be seen for a strike. Going to let the one slide by. An aggressive lead, secondary lead off there by Heckman.
Interesting with Kortekratz, she broke her nose in a game against Minnesota or against Maryland, but since then she's been playing really good softball.
The 0-1 pitch, and that one's gonna get her too. Looking at that one, went to try to swing, pulled back, but a great off-speed from Drukowski. That one just dropped right into the zone, and just like that 0-2 count, Wolverines in a very good spot. Drukowski lighting Kortekratz up right now. And the 0-2. And that one's just outside. Wanted to get her chase a little bit. Didn't quite manage it. Count goes to 1-2 with 1 out here on top of the first. Runner on first. And the shortstop Kortekratz at the plate with a 1-2 count. Pitch in, swung on, hit, and fouled back right over the inflatable blow-up slide they have here at Hutch. Nice little kids activity, get them excited about coming to the ballpark.
Yep, Kortekratz got out in front of that one on the off-speed pitch from Drukowski. Now faces the 1-2 count.
Count saying at 1-2, pitch in. This one blooped up too short, and another great play there by Ella McVeigh, sliding in on that one. It was a little awkward kind of blooper, just right over the pitcher's mound in the shallow shortstop, but great play from McVeigh to recognize the run-up on it.
Yeah, exactly, and with the wind is swirling towards right field, obviously just in the infield, and she didn't get a lot of ball on that, but McVeigh, nice job just settling under it. Nice sliding play and getting the second out of the inning here.
And that brings up with 2 outs, Jasmine Burns, who's going to see her first pitch go for a strike. It's the second batter that's done that in a row here.
And Burns has reached safety in 7 straight games, looking to keep that little streak going. Been hot these past 10 games, hitting .414 for the Buckeyes.
0-1 pitch on the way. That's going to be inside for ball 1. Count goes to 1-1. 2 outs with Heckman still on first. Jasmine Burns, the only freshman in this lineup for the Wolverines. Buckeyes have 6 seniors in this lineup, which is opposed to Michigan, who has 4 freshmen starting. That pitch is swung on and fouled down the left field line. Stays alive, but that count goes to 1-2 now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs with a runner still on first here in the top of the first. Burns, the catcher out of Cali. He's going to try to keep that hot streak alive and try to put something in the gap, see if that speedy Heckman can't get around the base spins. 1-2 pitch comes in low, just bouncing off the plate there. Going to bring that count to 2-2. The 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Love to see that synergy. Drukowski on the mound, steps back, throws in the 2-2 pitch, swung on, fouled all the way back out of the stadium. Back over the net, back over the crowd. Some lucky kid will go run out and grab that probably.
I gotta go chase after it in the concourse.
The thing I actually do prefer about Hutchins Stadium is that it's a lot farther away from some of the parking lots. Where when I park at the baseball stadium, I'm always worried about getting hit with the foul ball.
Yeah, your car's not risked here.
Absolutely. And the 2-2 pitch swung on and foul tipped way ahead of that one was Jasmine Burns. A great off speed there. was swinging before that ball was even halfway to the mound.
Good job by Burns, though, fighting that off, barely getting a piece of it. As the home plate umpire is going to talk to Durkowski for a moment in the circle, maybe just giving a quick moment. But Burns, we've seen these Buckeye hitters early here in this game working those counts and making Durkowski have to pinpoint her pitches.
Count still at 2-2 after the 2 foul balls. Pitch on its way. And that's going to be just high. The crowd here really wanted that one.
Valmont was ready to go to the dugout. She thought she was going to get that strike 3, but
thought maybe
count full.
Thought maybe just dropped in at the end, but didn't quite. So that's going to be now a full count with 2 outs here at the top of the first. Heckman still on first base. And Durkowski is going to load back, fire the 3-2 in. Swung on and fouled off again. There's been a lot of Buckeyes here fouling pitches off, staying alive.
And
they're doing a great job of that right now.
Yeah, maybe when you see a pitcher for the second time out with Durkowski pitching on Friday and pitching really well on Friday, got to change things up a little bit to get these hitters off balance.
Count still full. Wind up pitch swung on, and a deep drive to center field. Going back and caught is Conway. A little scary for a second there as Burns made great contact with that one, but Conway caught that one, running back for the 3rd out of the inning. And we're going to go into the bottom of the first now after a great all-around performance from the Wolverines there.
Yeah, Conway went in for a moment, but then she realized the ball was going over her head, so she retreated back, still made a nice, easy play. And a good defensive half inning for Michigan, obviously giving up the walk, but limiting any damage. And now we'll see how these Michigan bats, who were shut out yesterday for the first time since early March against UCLA, so try and get that offense going here in this season, this regular season finale, paramount, and going up against a really good starter in Allison Smith, who we saw earlier in this series. It'll be important for Michigan to start off strong, get some runners on. They only had 3 hits yesterday, so it's important to get some movement on the base passes early and try to muster off some early runs. Can't fall behind like they did yesterday when their 14-game winning streak came to an end at the hands of these Ohio State Buckeyes.
Absolutely. Last game, of course, game was pretty uneventful for the first few innings. Ohio State got up 2-0 in the 3rd, and then Michigan couldn't make anything happen, and Ohio State exploded for 4 runs at the top of the 7th, essentially eliminating any possibility of a quick comeback for the Wolverines. But just the day prior, on that Friday, Wolverines bats were well alive, winning that game 9-6. Some great performances specifically from Maddie Erickson, who went 3 for 3 with a couple of doubles. You had Janissa Conway, who went 2 for 2 with 2 stolen bases and 2 walks to her name. Then Ella Stevenson with 2 for 3 and a homer in that game, really helping to keep things alive. And with that, now that's going to bring up the Wolverines at bat. Up at bat for the Wolverines this inning. It's going to start off with the left fielder Ellie Sealer, going to then be the second baseman Indiana Langford, and finishing up with Maddie Erickson, the third baseman, and of course Kiki Thole batting cleanup where she has all season. Ellie Sears, the junior out of Monroe, Michigan, has played and started every single game the Wolverines have had this year. He's going to try to get the Wolverines started here. First pitch, sees that one go in for a strike.
Yeah, Steeler batting .356 on the year, having herself a strong campaign. And
0-1 count. Allison Smith throws that one in, just going to be outside for a ball. Allison Smith is the starting pitcher for the Buckeyes. On the year is 17-9 in her 35 appearances. Has an ERA just a shade under 2.5. And 122 strikeouts on the year. And that ball swung on and a hit to second base. Great field there. And a quick 4-3 put out. Great contact there by Sealer, but a great job by Farley fielding that ball backhanded and making an easy put out. And speaking of in the field for the Ohio State Buckeyes, you got Burns behind the dish, Norrie at first, Farley at second, Bump at third, Quartercracks at short, and then Heckman in right, Epley in center, and Cordelletti in left. Up now, Indiana Langford, first pitch swung on and fouls that one back behind the dish.
Yeah, Langford hitting just under 300 on the year, the slap hitter for the Wolverines, leads the team in stolen bases, trying to get her on early and may get her moving around to get some early pressure.
I love the slap hit, I will say, in softball. It's one of my favorite things, favorite differences between baseball and softball. Allison Smith's going to fire in, tries again, but again fouled that one off down the left field line. So count's going to be 0-2 just like that for the sophomore out of California. Come to us from Poway High. And yeah, Langford's been crucial to this team, has been in 47 starts for this team. Been a constant fixture here as she's going to see the 0-2 pitch. Is going to see that one go high and outside. Going to stay alive. Count goes to 1-2 now with one out here in the bottom of the first. Wolverines at bat. Neither team yet to get a hit. The 1-2 pitch comes in and it's going to be low and inside for another ball. Great eye there from Langford, keeping herself alive in this at-bat. Count goes to 2-2 now. Has brought it back to even. And the 2-2 pitch on its way. And again, this one fouled off. Langford waging a barrage of hits against the Ohio State dugout. This rival really does bring out the worst in us. Kidding, of course, but as the third straight foul ball that has gone right towards that Buckeyes dugout down the third base line. Al Smith rears back, throws in a 2-2, and again outside. And just like that, Langford's fought herself all the way back to a full count now.
Yeah, you mentioned it started 0-2, worked, battling, fouling off a couple pitches, and staying alive, and now she's got a full count pitch.
Full count pitch on its way, and this one, again, contact down the left field line, gonna go foul, gonna hit her coach a little bit too there.
Yeah,
great
Bonnie's
job.
Kicking out of the way a little bit as it
great job by
great
job by Bonnie, kind of getting out of the way of that one a little bit. But Kellen's gonna stay full. The fourth pitch that Langford's fouled off in this at bat. Third one with 2 strikes, and the full count pitch coming again, and another foul ball tipped back towards that Buckeye dugout. And Langford will not die here.
We've seen a couple of times Ohio State in the last half inning, and now Michigan really working these early at-bats, making each starter earn that out.
And 3-2 pitch comes in again, and this one lined straight to third base, and a great catch there. That was Mackenzie Bump, the third baseman, one of the many seniors of the Ohio State team, who's seen the slap hit coming, was playing way up, and made a great catch there with that liner.
Yeah, went right to her. She was playing in, like you mentioned, and made the play nice routinely, and brings up Maddie Erickson.
Maddie Erickson, 2 outs. The sophomore third baseman's going to see her first pitch go low and inside for a ball. A great off-speed pitch there. Got a little bit of movement on that one from Smith, but landed at her feet and decided to let it go. Erickson's second on the team with home runs with 10 of them. Sees the 1-0 pitch. And again, going a little bit low and inside. Going to get herself to 2-0 now. Really great position for one of the better bats that Michigan's had this year.
Yeah, she leads the team in average, slugging, hits, RBI, doubles, total bases. She's been a staple for this offense.
2-0 pitch there, fouled off behind the net. Great cut, just a little bit underneath it. Going to put that count now to 2-1 here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first.
And you mentioned that she went 3 for 3 on Friday. Her, along with most of the Michigan bats, were stifled yesterday, so looking to get back on track today.
2-1 pitch on its way and seen for a strike. Erickson didn't like that one, but gets called anyways. Count even now at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the first, Michigan still looking for their first base runner. Ohio State looking to get out without much damage, and that pitch fouled off way back behind the grandstands. Erickson's going to stay alive, waiting for her pitch. Count stays 2-2. And a 2-2 pitch again, a little bit high. That one fouled off by Erickson. Just battling to stay alive.
Yeah, that's been the theme of these early at bats here, are the hitters battling off these tough pitchers from 2 excellent starters on either side.
Absolutely. And Allison Smith again firing 2-2, goes outside for second straight at bat. Full count now. Great eye there by Erickson. She's going to get the 3-2 pitch right here. She's going to hit this one high behind the grandstands in foul territory. So again, just trying to stay alive in the at-bat. Count stays full. 3-2 with 2 outs. Bottom of the first. Pitch on its way and hit on contact to left field. Ball is high, but is going to land harmlessly in the glove of Tegan Cordelletti. And just like that, 3 up, 3 down for the Wolverines, and a very defensive battle so far in the early goings.
It definitely has been. There's some good contact there. Wind definitely may have played a factor in having that one die in the short of the warning track. Easy play for the outfielder. And yeah, and both sides looking well defense or pitching, even though that these hitters are working the counts early. And with both of these starters having appeared on Friday, getting those pitch counts high early, trying to get into those bullpens. Smith only pitched 4 innings on Friday. Durkowski pitched 6 plus. So we'll see how far they go in the season finale. Obviously, though, both sides have a lot on the line. We've talked about Michigan trying to clinch the Big Ten regular season championship. They will be either the 1 or 2 seed, so they'll play Thursday in the Big Ten tournament. Ohio State they're fighting for seeding. They've got a couple things that they have to play for, or besides this game, a couple other teams that they have to look at to see exactly where they'll fall. But they'll be playing in the first round on Friday. But for them, they came in 9 games. They won 9 in a row coming into the series before losing the finale at Illinois and then losing the first game on Friday. Just trying to get that momentum back, end the season on a strong note, which they've been playing really good softball. Both of these teams have been recently, so which is adding to the excitement of this game. Looking around, the crowd has really filled up, even though it's a little chilly outside. We started outside, moved in here into the warm confines of the press box, but through an inning, it's been a fun one, and looking forward to how this game moves forward as we progress through this final game here at the Hutch.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned with Ohio State, them kind of fighting for positioning, Ohio State currently is at 11-11 in the Big Ten. There puts them at 8th in the conference. Right around them, you have Purdue also at 11-11, Penn State 12-11, and Minnesota 12-10, and Indiana 12-10 actually too. So a win today, putting them to 12-11 with some losses by some of those other teams, could shoot them up the ladder a little bit to get a better matchup. But for now, they still have to try to get on base first. And the first person to get a crack at that is going to be Mackenzie Bump, who caught that line out back in the bottom of the first inning. Bump's the third baseman, one of the many seniors on this team. Sees that pitch and go for a strike. So that combined with the first pitch she saw brings the count to 1-1 overall. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Durkowski's going to fire this one in there for the 1-1, and Bump is going to swing through that one. 1-2 count now, missed that one fully. Great pitch there from Durkowski. And now Bump's fighting from behind with his 1-2 count, but as we've seen, could just rattle off 7 straight foul balls until she gets a pitch she likes. And the 1-2 pitch, swung on a hit down the right third base line, and a clean put out from Maddie Erickson. Fielded that one right in front of the bag. Clean throw over. Bump almost outran that for a second, but throw got there in time. That's going to be the first out of the inning.
Yeah, nice job by Erickson feeling that before potentially it would have hit the third base bag and caused some issues if she didn't get in front of it. But good job by Erickson. Made a nice routine play, made it look routine, and getting that first out here.
And up now, Sam Hackenbrack. He's going to watch that first pitch drop in for a strike. Didn't agree with that one. Hackenbrack, senior, bang 222 on the year, has played most of Ohio State's games, started almost 40, played in almost all of them. Second pitch on its way, just a little bit high. Valmont's got to jump up a little bit for that one.
Yeah, Hackenbrack homered on Friday. She had a good time last season when these two teams played off in Columbus. She hit 333 with a home run against the Wolverines in Columbus last year, so she feels comfortable facing the maize and blue and looking to keep that going here today.
1-1 pitch, swung on foul, tipped back behind the plate. Count goes to 1-2 now. Hackenbrack's a hometown girl out of Massillon, Ohio. Has grown up within this rivalry and is really hoping to make a statement here. And the 1-2 pitch. Swung through and struck out, and that is the first strikeout of the day for either team. Struck her out swinging. And just like that, quick 2 outs.
Yeah, she's been Durkowski elevating the fastball there again. As we see the little balls being thrown out for the strikeout. But Durkowski doing a good job elevating the zone. We saw a couple times getting a couple swings and misses here in this inning.
That was going to bring up Kirsten Epley, the center fielder. Is going to watch that first pitch going for a strike, and Durkowski is on fire right now.
Yeah, Epley hit the insurance home run yesterday's game in the top half of the 7th, a 3-run bomb to really secure the win for the Buckeyes in last night's ball game.
And the 0-1 pitch swung on and missed again. 2 pitches, 2 strikes. This could be a quick at-bat for Epley. Two outs, the 0-2 pitch. Ooh, off speed there, really wanted that one. The crowd wanted that one, but just a little bit outside. Goes for the first ball of the at-bat. Count goes to 1-2 with nobody on and 2 outs here in the top of the 2nd.
I really like that pitch sequence, going upstairs with a fastball and then trying to drop in the off-speed pitch, just missing the zone though.
And the 1-2 pitch swung and hit hard to left field, and that ball is way gone for the first hit and first run of today's game.
Yeah,
that was a no-doubter.
Yeah, she got a hold of one, and Steeler didn't really give much effort towards that one as Ohio State strikes first once again. But for Durkowski, you just got to settle back down. You got to focus on the next pitch. Still early, so lots of time, obviously, in this ball game. But for the Buckeyes, getting the Buckeye fans that are in attendance lively early.
It's not what you want to see. Epley almost hit the scoreboard with that one. It was more of a line drive than anything else, but a great hit there. But Durkowski comes back and responds right with a strike to Destiny Norrie, Chula Vista, California. This is the 8-hitter, the first baseman. He's going to see the 0-1 pitch on the way. He's going to let that one go for another strike. Durkowski really has been, bar that last pitch to the last pitch to Epley. A really great job with control. Has been lighting up the strike zone this inning. And the 0-2 pitch swung on a hard ground ball, second baseman, but a great field by Indiana Langford, and that is going to end the inning without any more damage. So moving to the bottom of the 2nd, scored now 1-0 Buckeyes over Wolverines with that 2-out drive by Kirsten Epley, her 2nd home run of the series.
Yeah, we got some senior day videos playing on the scoreboard. It's always playing that last home game. For you, this is your last call for WCBN. For me, my last softball call was WCBN. I still fortunately have a couple more games left in my WCBN career. Two students who graduated yesterday. It's fun to celebrate that week and cap off a fun graduation weekend here at the Hutch at Alumni Field. And seeing all the young pitchers for the 4 seniors that are being celebrated throughout today. It's always fun. But now if you're Michigan, you got to get back in, work offensively. Thole, Stevenson, and Conway due up in this bottom of the 2nd inning, going up against Allison Smith. And the offense has been stifled these past, we saw yesterday, shutout. Got to just work one at-bat at a time, work the counts. We saw them do that, get some good at-bats. Just got to keep doing that, and you'll get good pitches, and you'll got to capitalize when the mistakes come.
Absolutely. And, of course, as Pete just mentioned, coming up, it's going to be Kiki Thole, Ella Stevenson, and Janisa Conway are going to be the first 3 up for the Wolverines this inning. Kiki Thole, a senior, of course, and then Stevenson and Conway, a 2 freshmen for his team. Janisa Conway, a true freshman who started every single game for the Wolverines at center field. Ella Stevenson has played in 51 of the 53 games and started 50 of the 53, today being her 51st start.
I don't know what we're waiting on, if it's... There we go, we're getting ready to roll. Maybe waiting on the TV timeout or whatnot. And
Kiki Thole, the cleanup batter. He's going to get a chance to start evening the odds for the Wolverines here. Allison Smith, first pitch on the way, and can see that one in for a strike. A great fastball there.
Yeah, Thole leads the team with 14 home runs, hitting 279 on the year. She's had a really strong senior campaign for these Wolverines.
Second pitch swung on, fouled straight up into the air, and that's going to find its way into the stands.
Yeah, just
Some
missing.
less than stellar survival instincts from some of our fans in the audience today.
Yeah, just missed the front row seats in the ADA section and in front, but quickly falling behind to Sol 0-2, and we'll see how she can work this at bat behind in the count.
It's imperative for Thole to try to stay alive here, but Smith's got her entire repertoire at her disposal, and that one Thole's going to foul off, just a little dribbler down the first base line. So we're going to exchange the ball real quick. A little bit scuffed after that one.
Yeah, we saw a little bit. It was sprinkling a little bit pre-game, so maybe the dirt's a little more moist than it would be typically. But
a little more moist, a little more sticky.
It's been cloudy. I think it's been holding up, though. We should be good to go for this whole ball game.
And the 0-2 pitch again swung and hit high to left field. And that's going to be foul territory. Did make its way back over the fence, but just about 15 feet too foul.
Yeah, just a little bit out in front on that one on the 0-2 pitch. Crowd thought for a moment it might have had a chance, but it hooked foul pretty immediately.
Oh, yeah. And count staying at 0-2. And that pitch is outside. Great eye there by Thole. Not taking a bad pitch. Count goes to 1-2. Still no outs here in the bottom of the second. Wolverines trail 1-0. On senior day, the senior Thole makes contact up middle to the shortstop. But a great field there and a great dig is a quick put out. Quarter cracks field that one pretty well. And then Nori had a great dig out there. Destiny Nori dug that one out. Very impressive as someone who used to play first base when I was 10 years old. It's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, I was gonna say she made it look really easy, but as someone who played pitching machine baseball for 1 year, it's not an easy play. But nice job by Nori to field it on the hop and get that put out.
With that one out here as Ella Stevenson comes up. Stevenson's going to see her first pitch go in for a strike. One out now. Counts at 0-1. Bottom of the second. Wolverines still trailing by 1.
Stevenson had one of Michigan's 3 hits yesterday, and she's been really hot these past few weeks for Michigan.
Stevenson's going to see that second pitch going outside. Evens count up at 1s. 1s across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Buckeyes have 1 run on 1 hit. It's just past 1 p.m. here.
Finding everything, all the symmetry today.
That 1-1 is swung on, hit high fly ball into left field, and comes up under it. Does Tegan Cordelletti. Comes underneath that one, and just like that, 2 outs. Wolverines have still not been able to get a lot going.
Yeah, these Buckeye pitchers have found their groove, and obviously still a lot of time left as Janisa Conway comes up. She also had one of the 3 hits for Michigan. Looking to get something going here with 2 outs in the bottom of the second.
Janisa Conway, first pitch seen for a ball. 1-0 count. Still 2 strikes, no runners on. Janisa Conway, one of the true freshmen on this team. Michigan has a stretch in their lineup of 4 straight freshmen with Stevenson, Conway, Valamont, and Costales. And they've all been great production for them. As Conway swings through that second pitch, brings the count to 1-1. But it's a very young team that the Wolverines have this year.
Yeah, only 4 seniors that are being honored right now, and that includes graduate senior Hannah George. So a really young team that's really starting to find their own this season.
1-1 pitch come in, swung on again, and that one missed. 1-2 count. And it's really exciting to see that this Michigan team is still in contention for the regular season title with all the 4 freshmen in their lineup, with 2 other sophomores in there. Only 1 senior, Kiki Thole, who bats consistently in the lineup. 1-2 pitch goes high. So this is a team that's already near the top of the Big Ten who's just going to keep growing and keep getting better.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It's good experience getting to play these games with a lot on the line. Obviously, the Northwestern game starts after this one. So if Michigan does pull out this win, they won't know if they're champions until the watch party afterwards in the clubhouse.
And the 2-2 pitch swung on and missed, and that strikeout is going to end the inning. So far for the Wolverines, 6 up, 6 down. Have not been able to get much going for them. And Ohio State hasn't had much better either, but unfortunately one of their batters just managed to poke that over the fence.
Yeah, besides the one pitch from Durkowski that was sent over for a home run by Hackenbrock. Besides that, it's been good pitching on both sides, and credit to both pitchers, especially Allison Smith, who's starting with the 6 up, 6 down. She's looked really sharp today for the Buckeyes, and she's done really well recently. She's during Ohio State's 10-game stretch where they won 9 of 10. She was 5-0 on the year, or 5-0 with 2 saves. She's been pitching really good recently. Allison Smith has 1.5 ERA, holding opponents to 2.27 average. She's been strong in the circle for the Buckeyes, and we've seen that early so far here today.
Absolutely. The Epley home run being the only difference in this game so far, as both pitchers have been great. Both teams have had struggles putting the ball in play, and great fielding all across the board. But at the end of 2, it is 1-0 Ohio State over the Wolverines. Only 2 runners have even reached base so far. Both have been for Ohio State, the 1 walk and then the home run. Michigan's still looking to get their first base runner of the day. But first, they got to shut out Ohio State here at the top of the 3rd to keep things as manageable as possible. And leading off for the Buckeyes in this inning is going to be the 9-hitter, the second baseman, Caitlin Farley, junior, bats .311 on the year, and has started in every game for this Buckeye team.
Yeah, she's been having a .311 year, one of the 6 hitters on this Buckeye lineup hitting over 300. As Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi plays by the alumni band. It's great having the alumni band here today, just adds to the festivities. They were here on Friday as well, but just it gives you a big game feel, which is really exciting for these athletes.
And the 3rd inning is underway as the first pitch from Dorkowski outside for ball 1. One-0 count now. Second pitch on its way. That one's going to be low for a ball. As someone who myself is a marching band alumni, I always do enjoy seeing the alumni band come out and support the teams whenever the current band is unable to or out of season.
Future alumni band member?
Future alumni band, who knows? If I stick around here long enough.
Here you go.
It's definitely a fun thing to come back and do. Count, though, at 2-0 right now. Pitch on its way, and again, that off-speed is just going to be a little bit outside. Count's going to go to 3-0. Here early in the top of the 3rd.
And Maddie Erickson playing really, really uptight in at 3rd. Is that bat?
And a 3-0 pitch just puts one over the plate and does so. Gets her first strike of the inning. Count at 3-1. And Farley still sitting pretty though. That's a 3-1 pitch on its way. Doesn't look at that one for another strike. Has not picked the bat off her shoulder for this at-bat, and the count goes full for starting off 3-0. And the full count pitch on its way, and Farley swung on slow ground ball third base, and an easy put out there by Erickson to Thole. And we are that brings us back to the top of the Buckeye lineup with Tegan Cordelletti, who lined out to short her first time up. And first pitch is going to be seen for a ball. Great eye there from Cordelletti.
And you mentioned that she lined out earlier today in her first plate appearance, bringing the average down from 399 to 396, but still the top hitter
Still
for this
incredible
Buckeye team.
Batting almost 400 on the season. 1-0 pitch, high again. 2-0 now. Dorkowski's been a little bit errant in the early in the count here in these last few at-bats. Two 2-0 pitch, excuse me. And they're going to say that hit her elbow. So first hit by pitch on the day. It's going to put Cordelletti on first base. Didn't seem like it from here.
Yeah, it must have been just a real slight graze, excuse me, but either way though.
Flinch, though. I was about to say, she didn't flinch and make any noticeable grabs or anything, but with that now it's going to still be 1 out with a runner on first as Taylor Heckman is brought to the plate. Heckman walked her first time up and can continue that great eye by seeing her first pitch going for a ball. Ohio State now having an opportunity with the top of the lineup with 1 out and runner on to really start breaking this game open. 1-0 pitch coming, swung on, missed by Heckman. 1-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out with a runner on first.
And Cordelletti, the runner on first, got 15 stolen bases on the year, caught 5 times. We'll see how aggressive these Buckeye base runners are today.
And that one's seen for a strike. Count goes to 1-2. And Heckman just watched that one go right down the dish. This double play ball still in play here. Could help us get out of this inning a little bit earlier. And the 1-2 pitch on its way. Swung and hit. High fly ball to shallow center field. And coming up all the way on that one was Janisa Conway. It's like a little bit of miscommunication out there in the field with McVeigh. Looked like she was calling for it, and Janisa Conway just came sprinting up under it. But either way, still caught for an out. This brings us to 2 outs and brings Cami Quarterax to the plate.
You don't see a center fielder catch a ball just outside the infield too often, but either way, good job communicating. You could hear Conway was calling for that ball, even though it was shallow, and got the out, which is the important thing.
First pitch to Quarterax is going to be high. Valmont came up ready to fire that one, but Cordelletti's been staying there on first base.
And Quarterax, she grounded out to short her first at bat. Had an RBI single yesterday, went 1 for 2 with a walk as well.
That pitch there fouled off, tipped behind the plate. Evens count at 1-1.
And Quarterax, she's had herself a good year too. She leads the team in slugging. She's got the 42 RBIs, which is also leading the team.
Kowski's still trying to get the pitch from Valamont.
Yeah, I don't know if the
Pitch clock is winding down.
I don't know if the pitch comm thing that they used was malfunctioning for a moment, but it seems to be good now.
Either way, clock reset, and Drakowski's going to throw the 1-1 inside for a ball. Brings count to 2-1 now with 2 outs and the runner on first. Ohio State still leading 1-0. Thanks to Epley's 2-out homer in the top of the second. Now on the top of the third, Drakowski trying to get out of here. 2-1 pitch. Great off speed there, just a little bit low, hits the plate. Count goes 3-1. Don't want to get a walk here, and all of a sudden you got 2 on with 2 outs.
Yeah, especially with the speed that's at first. Kind of an important pitch here from Dirk.
And a 3-1 swung on, hit foul territory into the stands, over and into a lucky fan's hands.
One fan nearly got it, but they'll show the ball off before the usher goes to take it because can't keep it. Can't keep it in softball.
Fun.
Yeah.
Boo.
If one came in here, I think we have the window closed because it's a little chilly. If one came here, I'd try to sneak it out.
I was like, nope.
Little senior souvenir.
It wasn't our window. It was a window 3 windows down.
Yeah, it was down over there.
Anyways, count is now full. 3-2 swung and fouled back behind the plate. Now full count with 2 outs and that runner on first. Wolverines will have a play at first or second if this ball gets put in play.
Yeah, standard defense on both infield and outfield here on the full count 2 outs. We expect to see Cortelletti, excuse me. We'll expect to see her running here on this payoff pitch with 2 outs.
Full count pitch, and that's a walk. That is the second walk of the day, 3rd runner to reach base on balls for the Buckeyes. So now with runners on first and second with 2 outs, is going to bring up Jasmine Burns.
And the first runners in scoring position that Drakowski will have to deal with today is Burns will come in trying to keep her 7-game on-base streak alive and potentially add to this Buckeye lead here.
First pitch to Burns, low off-speed pitch goes for a ball. Burns with that .516 slugging could potentially be dangerous if she connects one of these good. She made good contact her first time up. Just fortunate straight to a Wolverine fielder. Second pitch there also for a ball. This one a little bit high and outside. Valmont's going to call time. Going to go talk to Drakowski a little bit. Infield's going to gather for a quick minute.
Yeah, try to settle the nerves here as Drakowski falls behind 2-0 here. Early part of the game, still an important at bat though. You don't want to,
absolutely,
especially with the way your offense has been struggling these past recently here.
It's actually the last 9 innings.
Yeah,
first innings of today.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't want to fall. You don't want to get in a hole early here in this game. A bigger one than you already are.
2-0 with 2 outs and 2 runners on. 2-0 pitch goes in for a strike. Burns watched that one through. Drakowski, whatever Valmont said seemed to have worked. Drakowski calmed down a little bit, put that one right over the plate. Counts at 2-1 now. 2 outs, first and second. 2-1 pitch on its way, swung on and missed. Tipped by Burns, caught behind the plate by Valmont. And just like that, Drakowski evens it back up at 2 balls, 2 strikes here in the top of the third.
We'll see how Drakowski goes. She's mixed up her pitches really nicely early on. Big pitch here.
Swung on, grounded, awkward to second base, but fielded by Langford. And that's going to end the inning. A little bit of a slow roller over to second base. Wondering if with the smaller base pass here in the softball diamond that maybe they could run it out, but a clean field by Langford. Easy put out first, and the Wolverines escape the third without any more damage being done to them. Still 1-0. Buckeyes over the Wolverines thanks to that home run in the second. But a scary 2-out, 2-on jam escaped by Drakowski.
Yeah, nice job by Drakowski settling down, making her pitches, and good defensive play by Langford at second base to charge that ball, which you mentioned was softly hit nearly into that little gap between just past Drakowski where she couldn't get it, but shallow enough that if Indy didn't hustle hard enough, it could have been beat out to keep the bases low and keep the inning alive. But good job defensively to get out of that jam. And now time for the bats to hopefully step up. You got the 7, 8, 9 hitters. And Michigan just got to get a base run here in this inning. Got to just get some pressure on Allison Smith to have to deal with as she's been locked and loaded so far through 2 innings. Got to make her work a little bit here.
And leading off for the Wolverines is going to be Lily Valmont, the redshirt freshman, who got injured last year and had to sit the season out. Came back and has started every game behind the dish for the Wolverines. She's going to be leading off the bottom of third here. Has an on-base percentage of 347. So it could be a great way of just getting on base somehow. Just try to start this inning off right for the Wolverines.
She went 0 for 3 yesterday. Had a 1 hit on Friday, trying to get something going here in this bottom half of the third inning. Here at Alumni Field, it looks like the sun might be starting to peak a little bit. I don't know if that's just me.
It's really trying to.
It's trying to.
As we now enter the bottom of the third, with the Valmont, Costales, and McVeigh coming up. Smith, first pitch, swung by Valmont, got that one early, hit that foul down the left field line. 0-1 count for the redshirt freshman at Trenton, Michigan. Smith has been doing an incredible job today.
She has been.
1 strikeout, no hits, no walks so far. Only 35 pitches. And the 0-1 pitch, Valmont watches that one through for a strike, so count goes now to 0-2.
And Smith's been getting ahead of these hitters too, and the Michigan hitters have been working some at-bats, but Smith has been in control of most of these at-bats early.
The 0-2 pitch, Valmont thought about it, pulled back, and right decision now ends up a ball. But hey, you talk about that, yeah, Smith's done a really good job of getting ahead, 1-2, 0-2, and forcing the Wolverines to, instead of trying to stay comfortable, to try to battle off pitches to stay alive, fighting for the right one. And the 1-2 pitch there fouled off again. The Wolverines seem to also be really in front of Smith today.
They definitely have been fouling a lot off towards third base side.
Yeah, the righties have been consistently following them down the left field line right at the Buckeyes dugout. You saw Kiki Thole hit a ball over the fence, but 20 feet to the left of the left field line. The 1-2 pitch there, low for a ball. Valmont, great eye there. Fights the count back up to 2-2. So the Buckeyes do have quite a presence here in Hutchins today. That pitch swung and again fouled back behind the grandstand. So we talked about the Wolverines getting behind, having to follow these pitches off to stay alive, but also these fouls make it seem like they haven't been able to make good contact yet.
Exactly, you're exactly right. But it serves a benefit when you're able to work these accounts, not get struck out early on. It makes Smith work, and hopefully you can get her to crack later.
2-2 pitch swung on, driven again. This one a deep line drive, but still way foul.
Like credit to Smith, like that's a really good off-speed pitch. Yeah. Maybe Valmont expecting a little more of a fastball, and she would have been on target time if it was. But the off-speed pitch out in front again. It's been a really exciting these matchups early in this game between Allison Smith and these Michigan hitters.
The 2-2 pitch swung on, ground ball right back to Smith, and 1-3 just like that. First out of the inning. Again, all of that build-up for very little benefits. It's going to bring up Ava Costales, another freshman here who is the designated hitter for this Michigan team. First time hearing her name tonight. She's going to watch her first pitch go in there for a strike. Great fastball from Smith. Costales, the 8 hitter for this Wolverines, currently at the bottom of the lineup. Smith can fire in the 0-1 count. This is again fouled off down the left field line. Brings that count to 0-2 again, getting way ahead of these counts.
And Costales has been held in check this series. Does have a sacrifice and an RBI in this in the Friday game, but for the most part, she's been held in check by these Buckeye hitters. So trying to change the tide here, but behind in the count 0-2.
And the 0-2 pitch on its way. And Casales is going to strike out looking. A little bit of a pause in between the last pitch and the call.
Yeah, I looked down. I didn't think it was going to be a strike.
Yeah, thought she had for a second, but.
The umpire chorus, Mark Chorus behind the dish, calling balls and strikes. Decided to ring up Costales. That's the second strikeout for Allison Smith, and bring up Ella McVeigh, the number 9 hitter.
9 hitter McVeigh sees that first pitch low for a ball. Even though McVeigh is the 9 hitter, stereotypically the weakest spot on the team, that is not McVeigh. She bats .310 on the year, has played in almost every game of the season, only missed a few of them. And makes good contact with this one, right to shortstop, fielded clean, and that's going to be another dud of an inning for this Wolverine team. Great field there by Quartercracks, moving into the gap, fielding that clean, making the easy throw over to first. At the end of 3, score is still 1-0 Ohio State, thanks to the Kristen Epley home run on top of the second. But Michigan so far has been 9 up, 9 down, has not been able to do anything on offense. It's been incredibly stifled by Allison Smith. And the Buckeyes, even though only just the 1 run, did have at the end of that end of the top of the third, had 2 runners on the heart of the lineup. It's a very scary position that Michigan managed to escape from.
Yeah, it's going to be important for Michigan offensively, obviously, to I think they need to keep working the counts. They're doing a good job of making Smith earn her outs. It's not like she's getting by easily. This inning she had a couple quick at bats, but for the most part, these Michigan hitters are making Smith work. They're just not getting good contact on the ball. I think Erickson's fly ball to left field is the really only legitimate contact that Michigan's had so far through the first round of the order. But maybe the second time around, you get to see Smith again and try to get something going. But it's important, though. Michigan needs to get something going. Just a 1 hit so far in this ball game. Both pitchers, as Dirkowski had the 2 walks last half inning, or the hit by pitch and a walk, which caused some traffic on the base passes. But overall, though, a defensive game, and we've seen both ends of that in this series. We saw a more offensive first game. Yesterday was more defensive minded. The 6-0 score. It was a 2-0 game for most of the game, and
Yeah, the 6-0 thing is a little bit misleading because it was a bit, like you said, 2-0 game, and then Ohio just had a great little rip in the top of the seventh.
The big home run, in the top of the seventh to really blow the game open.
Well, with that, we're going to return now. Top of the fourth inning. 1-0 Ohio State over Michigan. Just the home run by Epley. Durkowski still on the mound. Like umpire having a little discussion. Trying to get Durkowski a couple more warm-up pitches.
Looks like Bonnie Soul was doing a TV interview, and that's what the delay was. Gotta get the Big Ten interview in, I guess.
Of course, TV is so important these days. But you are here listening on radio, which we appreciate.
And we appreciate all our listeners here.
Thank you here for listening to WCBN. I'm Tim. This is Pete.
Especially our softball, very loyal fan base, which we really appreciate. I'm gonna miss calling games for this great fan base.
And the fourth is underway with the first pitch to Mackenzie Bump. First pitch is going to go for a fouled off behind the plate, so it count's going to be 0-1.
And Bump ground out to second for first at bat. So 0 for 1 on the afternoon here.
Bump, the third baseman's had a couple plays in the field there. Second pitch also fouled back behind the dish. We've been talking a lot more about how Michigan's been unable to get anything going. The Buckeyes, outside of really outside of the home run, also have not been able to get in front of Durkowski, have not been able to make clean contact either. And the 0-2 pitch is going to be a strikeout. Mackenzie Bump took off for a slap hit, but kind of forgot to swing. And that pitch was right down the heart of it, so it's going to go in the books, I believe, as a struck out looking, I believe.
Yep, that's what stat broadcast is going to tell us.
And 1 out now in the top of the fourth. Bring up to the plate Hackenbrack, who makes a good contact to center field. But Janisa Conway is right there for it. They didn't even get a chance to change the scoreboard to Hackenbrack's graphic.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the first pitch, good contact at the center, but right to Conway. And it's going to bring back up to the plate Kirsten Epley, who had that home run, that deep shot into left field that almost ran to the scoreboard. It's going to come up for her second at bat of the day. Durkowski fires one for a strike as Epley turned to lay down a bunt, but pulled back towards the end of it.
Yeah, the corner infielders are in to. We'll see if Epley decides to stick to the bunting route or just showing it.
And the 0-1 pitch, off speed, finds its way into the zone there. Epley giving a little nod, like, all right, that's a good pitch.
That's a really good pitch by Durkowski.
That was a great pitch there. And Durkowski, after being a little shaky last inning, already has him 2 outs with an 0-2 count. And the 0-2 pitch, again, hung on. No shot. And that is the second home run for Epley. This time going down the right field line.
That ball carried quite a bit. The wind may have given it a little extra, but Epley opposite field down the line. She's got Durkowski's number today with the 2 home runs on either side of the line, and either nobody on the base pass though, so just a solo home run, but getting those Buckeye fans and parents behind the dugout lively as Michigan now trails 2-0.
Epley acting as if she's Kendrick and that ball is Drake, just smashing him out of here with more frequency than you'd expect from him. But that's the second home run for Epley, and all of a sudden a 2-0 lead for the Buckeyes. Destiny Nori is at the plate now. 2 outs still. Destiny Nori, last time up, grounded out to second base. Pitch on the way. That one's going to be high for a ball.
It's important to not let this snowball. We saw Durkowski get out of it the last time she gave up the solo shot. Got to do it again here. To get out of this inning, give your offense a chance to kind of regroup and get your back.
That ball again high. Count goes to 2-1. Nori fouled off the first pitch she saw when we were still coming to terms with the Epley's second home run. 2 pitches since then have both been balls, so count now sits at 2-1 with 2 outs, nobody on. on its way, and that's high. Drakowski seemingly losing control just a touch. The Buckeye dugout getting loud, trying to will their friends along. The 3-1 pitch got in there for a strike. Brings the count full with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th.
A big pitch here now. The payoff pitch, 2 outs. Gotta get out of the inning here.
And 3-2 pitch on its way, swung on, foul, no, hit up. Interesting.
Ooh, I'm interested if they're going to call interference or something.
We're going to wait for the official call. We'll explain in a second. Nori kind of blooped, hit that one up. Well, it was seemingly fouled territory, but instead was directly on the first base line. And so there was like a 3-way collision between Nori, Valamon, and and Drakowski. But they're claiming that the umpire did make the call. The ball was fair territory. Despite the collision, Michigan picked it up, tagged Nori for the out.
I believe what they're going to call is interference.
Interference, yeah.
Because I think it landed. I don't know if it landed fair or foul, but I think they're going to call that the runner Nori got in the way.
Yeah.
Of Valamont, who had the best play at the ball.
It was a very interesting situation because it was. So yeah.
We'll see if they challenge too. There's potential. I didn't see a signal for a challenge.
Doesn't look like they're going to go challenge.
Yeah.
Ohio State coach Kelly Kovac-Shanley did have a quick discussion with the home plate ump, but everything seems fine. It was just
a weird play.
An incredibly awkward because I was like, oh, yeah, Nori tips it foul, but all of a sudden the way they're playing for it looked like, yeah, it just barely hit fair, and yeah, because of just like the arc of it and everything, it just perfectly flew in such a way that by the time that Valmont got there and Nori was running at first, it was all kind of in the same spot. And so some combination of runner interference.
Yeah, they're going to call officially interference.
Okay.
On Nori to Lily Valmont, and that will be the 3rd out of the inning. Doesn't matter how you get the outs,
As long as the out, yeah.
And now it's time for these Michigan bats to try and get something going on Allison Smith, who's been perfect through 3. Really relatively unscathed. Obviously, Michigan's worked some counts. We've harped on that throughout today, but other than that, no real good contact by these Wolverine hitters. And props to Smith. She's been mixing up her pitches and her spots and getting these, particularly the right-handed hitters ahead on the swings, and a lot of fouls off. We talked about towards the 3rd base side, but second time in the order. And a new opportunity for these Michigan hitters, and you got the top of the order to try and get something going here in this 4th inning. Excuse me.
Bottom of the 4th now, going to be coming up for the Wolverines. Sealer, Langford, and Erickson, the top of the lineup. Smith has seen face the minimum 9 batters through 3. Has put each and every one of them down. 2 strikeouts and a lot of great fielding from the Buckeyes. But with it, we're going to return to action now. Bottom of the 4th. Left fielder Ellie Sealer is going to be coming up, getting the first crack at Smith. Michigan now going to start working through the line a second time. First time up, grounded out to second base. First pitch on its way, hit, great contact, right center field, and that ball is gone itself. And with one swing of the bat, Ellie Sealer breaks Michigan's scoring drought, puts them on the board with a home run of her own. And ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else, there has been 3 hits this entire game. It's been a home run by Epley, a home run by Epley, and now a home run by Sealer.
Yeah, a nice job by Sealer jumping on that first pitch. Taking that when you're facing a pitcher that's on, you have to just capitalize on the one mistake that they're inevitably going to make. Sealer did that, hitting it over to right center, just getting over the wall, and 1-run game, right? Just like that.
Bouncing out from that last home run by Epley. Brings up Indiana Langford. Watch that first pitch go for a ball. That was Sealer's 6th home run and 19th RBI on the year. 6th RBI puts her tied with Costales for 4th on the team. Second pitch to Langford is high for a ball.
And that's all you need. Just get one. Just see the ball go. See a run go. See some good contact. We'll see if the Michigan hitters can really capitalize on this momentum. Get this crowd fired up some more.
The crowd already seems to have just that much more energy now. As Langford watched that third pitch go for a ball, and Langford, as we talked about with her great eye, 18 walks on the year. Brings that count 3-0. And the 3-0 pitch from Smith. Just put that one right over the dish. Just try to get that over the plate. Don't want to give a 4-pitch walk. So now the count stands at 3-1. No outs. And Michigan already on the board this inning with Nick Sealer. And this one hit hard. And it's going to be out. A great catch there in left by Cordelletti, who ran into foul territory to go get that ball. Again, this is another example of just that left field line has been so busy when the Wolverines have been up at the plate.
Yeah, and with the slap hit, they sometimes will hook a little bit towards foul territory. That one did, but nice job by Cordelletti to track that one down. Bring up Maddie Erickson with 1 out.
Erickson's going to watch that first pitch inside for a ball. Flew out to left field last time she was up. Outfield is taking a couple of steps back, knowing how powerful Erickson is when she's at the plate. Second pitch there, in for a strike. Erickson just saw that one through. 1-1 count now with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Score 2-1 now. 1-1 on the way. Swung on a hit, high fly ball to left field in foul territory. And again, that would have been a home run, but Erickson's just too far out in front of it.
Michigan's trying to get a little better contact here.
Erickson hit almost the exact same foul ball her first time up. And the count now at 1-2. 1-2 pitch coming. Ground ball over to short. Erickson's going to try to leg this one out. And an error is going to result in Erickson reaching base as we have an injury.
And Nuri's grabbing her right ankle. I'm not sure if she was stepped on or if just the way she rolled at the throw was a little errant by Quartercrafts.
First baseman for the Ohio State Buckeyes, Destiny Nori, is going to be looked at by the coaches. Didn't seem to be an obvious. Maybe she got to.
Maybe her foot slipped off the bag and
wasn't watching that.
Rolled an ankle or something. I'm not sure.
But yeah, the throw from quarter cracks at short was
in the dirt
to the side in the dirt. Nori stretched over to try to get that, but ball still passed by. So Erickson is safe at first, but after the ball got past, Nori, instead of trying to chase the ball down, just kind of went to a knee, kind of grabbing down the ankle. Doesn't seem to be in. Good news is she doesn't seem to be in agony. She's sitting up. She's talking to the coaches. They're checking her ankle. Hopefully it's not too serious. But we may see Nori have to leave the game because she's still down on the ground. Wish we had a replay to show you guys, but unfortunately, it's not in good taste to replay injuries, so we don't have that for you. Nori is on her feet, though.
She's going
to try to walk it off
and stay out there.
Is jogging. Does seem to be relatively okay.
We'll see if it's good enough to stay in the game.
It looks like she's going to try to stay in.
It looked like head coach Kelly Kovac, Shane Lee, the Michigan graduate from 1995 in her 12th season at the helm for the Buckeyes, chatting with the first base umpire, potentially to see maybe there was maybe Erickson did potentially step on her ankle or something and
if there was
chat about or something.
If there was, I believe it would mostly be incidental. I think it was.
Exactly.
Nori did reposition herself because that ball was out. Nori did reposition herself to go try to get that one. And it is possible that when she repositioned, that Erickson, wasn't expecting it to happen, and so accidentally stepped on it. But
luckily, Delamonica's going to pinch run for Erickson.
Does seem to be fine, as we do have now coming up number 17, Lexi Delamonica, another freshman, is going to be pinch running for Erickson here. Get a little bit more speed on these base paths. As now Kiki Thole comes up, still only one out. Now with a runner on first, and Nori's still in the game. So Nori does seem to be fine. Does seem maybe just a little tweak, nothing too major. And the first pitch to Thole is going to be low for a ball.
Thole grounded out her first at bat to Korkratz at short.
I think also we were complimenting Nori on digging that ball out. Should have been a warning that some of Korkrax's throws have not quite been on the money as they usually are. Second pitch of Thole there is fouled off behind the dish. It's going to bring that count to 1-1.
Yeah, you're right. And at this point, it doesn't matter how you get on base, whether you reach on an error or a walk or whatnot. Just get some traffic on the base passes. Is exactly what these Wolverines hitters need. Now you got Thole with a runner on, try to extend this.
1-1, fouled back behind the grandstands again.
Yeah, the Alumni band's playing the nice tunes here in this inning, trying to get this crowd going. And
love a good tuba solo.
Something's going on. Their head coach, the Buckeye head coach, is speaking with home plate umpire. We'll see if they're making some. They got the lineup card. I'm not sure if they might be making a change. It looks like Heckman might be. We'll wait to see what's going on. It looks like there might be some defensive substitution, but interesting to see it mid-inning.
Heckman has come out of right field now, back into the infield. A couple of shrugs being exchanged by the Ohio State players
too about what's happening.
And we do have a substitution. Heckman is out at right field. And coming to the game, we will get you in a second.
I'm trying to wait on a number.
It's like number 56, Emily Ruck, the senior. No, excuse me, 99. Sorry. That's 99. That's Caden Ruffer.
Yeah, I was going to say Emily Ruck started the game Friday for Ohio State. Or she not started, but she pitched in the game Friday, so.
Yeah, as soon as I said Emily Ruck, I looked and I was like, oh,
yeah,
look, she's a pitcher.
Yeah, that's what I saw too. I saw 59 too.
So yeah, now 99. So yeah, that's Caden Ruffer. Has been a substitution that has been made.
So they're going to officially make that change on the scorecard. Interesting though, with 1 ball, 2 strikes in the middle of an at-bat.
Yeah, do that in the middle of an at-bat with 1 out. The bottom of the 4th is.
Yeah, not sure what.
Don't know what exactly the motivation for that was, but here we are. And so now we have Ruffer in right for Heckman. And the 1-2 pitch outside. Ball 2 evens count up at 2. Thole looking for a base hit here. 2-2 swung on a high fly ball into right field. And running all the way back is Farley. Runs back to get that one.
Yeah, that's a tough play for the second base and having to track backwards into left field. Kind of over the shoulder catch.
It was interesting because Ruffer was playing way back by the track with the power hitter Thole up. And so it was. Well, it was an awkward play and a great play by Caitlin Farley to run back and catch that kind of Willie Mays basket style. So it'll be easier for her to do that than it was for Ruffer to run all the way up try to field that one. But with that, 2 outs now. Ella Stevenson back up to the plate. Ella Stevenson sees her first pitch going for a strike. 0-1 count with 2 outs, and with the pinch runner Delamonica at first still. Second pitch outside for a ball. Counts even at 1-1.
Stevenson flew out her first at bat, but it's been well known that she's been hitting the ball really well recently. These past few months, past 19 games, hitting .409, which just leads the team.
Stevens sees the 1-1 pitch again for a ball. Count goes to 2-1. Still 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Wolverines had 1 run this inning thanks to the leadoff home run by Ellie Sealer, her 6th of the year. After that, you had Maddie Erickson. As the 2-1 pitch there is high, but Delamonica gets caught stealing to end the inning.
Looks like they're going to review this.
But Coach Tholes challenging it for review. Delamonica seems pretty confident she was safe.
Aggressive base running, though. Delamonica just has 3 steals on the year. She's been caught twice, a 3rd time pending this call. But I like the aggressiveness of Bonnie Thole and this Michigan staff to try and get the base runners going. We'll see.
Yeah,
the Ohio State defense, they left the field. They're coming back on the field, so we'll see if they know if it's going to be the right call, if they're just trying to being told to go back.
We will double check. It was a thing where definitely, as Stevenson saw the 2-1 pitch go high for a ball, Delamonica took off. It was a great throw from Burns all the way up to second base there, and
so as of now, the inning's over.
Hard to tell from here whether or not she was safe. But Delamonica did as soon as the call was for out. The Ohio State team ran off the field, but Delamonica stood there, looked at Coach Thole, made the signal, told her to go to review, and Thole trusts Delamonica, is going to go to challenge it.
Yeah, so we'll see what the call ends up being, but if she is safe, there'll still be 2 outs. Runner would be on second base.
The count, I believe, would be 3-1 if
they took the count down. So we'll wait on that call and see. Yeah, thanks for tuning in to WCBN Sports' presentation, Michigan Softball. It's been a fun one so far. This inning's slowed down a bit. Obviously, you had the little injury by Nori.
Yeah, it was very exciting at the beginning with Steele leading off, and then, Langford got out, and then Erickson reached on the errors. Little scary moment as Kayla Nori, Destiny Nori, as Destiny Nori went down, kind of grabbing her ankle. Think that probably Erickson maybe stepped on it, or because the throw was kind of low and away, that either as Nori was adjusting her stance to try to field that ball, either accidentally got stepped on by Erickson, who was not expecting a foot to be in her path, or just naturally as her foot was caught on the back, kind of rolled it, tweaked it. Whatever it was, Nori stayed in the game, and then you had this strange mid at-bat substitution of Ruffer in for.
We got the replay centers right next to us, with
trying to get you the
trying to look at
proprietary knowledge.
Yeah, trying to look at the call from the side. We need clear and obvious evidence. I don't know if they have that.
It's hard to tell when the contact gets made, because it was a very, very close.
So we'll see. It looks like they made their decision, and the runner is out. I think it was more that I couldn't tell from the angles to our right here by the replay monitors. Call stand, so it's not confirmed, which means there wasn't enough evidence to change the call. So that'll be it from for the 4th inning here. But Michigan gets to run back, and we'll see if that can stir some more offensive momentum as the game progresses.
Well, with that, it's going to end the 4th inning officially now. Score now at 2-1, with 2 home runs in that 4th inning. First, in the top of the 4th, you had Kirsten Epley, their 2nd home run on the day, and this time going all the way across field to right, as opposed to left, where she had her first one. And then for the Wolverines, Ellie Sealer led off the bottom of the 4th, and the 2nd or 3rd pitch she saw poked that one into right center stands. And so the score, it remains a 1-run lead for the Buckeyes. But the Wolverines finally got a little bit of action. They finally got some runners on base. Finally got a run across the plate. Drakowski still on the mound. And we actually do have an adjustment.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like Janelle Lacqua is going to be subbed in at second base for Indy Langford. I think that's the only change.
So, yeah.
Yep, that's the only change defensively.
Feeling change for the Wolverines with Lacqua going into second base, replacing Indiana Langford. We'll see if Langford's night is totally finished or if she maybe makes a reappearance at some point. But up now for the Buckeyes. Leading off the inning, we have Caitlin Farley before we're going back to the top of the order with Tegan Cordelletti and Taylor Heckman. It's your first three up for this as we now enter into the top of the fifth. We're now in the back half of the game. And the urgency might start to pick up just a little bit as Ohio State maintains their one-run lead. And Michigan is still yet to have much of an answer for the great pitching being done by Smith for the Buckeyes.
And that's what we're waiting on here as get ready to roll here. Right to the top of the fifth inning.
There's been a lot of pauses in this game. Not like full-on stoppages or anything, but just a lot of
a quick pause.
The umpire standing in the batter's box being like, what's going on over here?
Must be way on the TV again.
Yes.
Now he's talking with the Buckeye coach, Kovac, Shane Lee. Not sure about what. Oh, looks like another
substitution coming into first base, replacing Kiki Thole, is number 4, Riley Kirkarborough.
So Carcaborough's in for Thole. And then Ilaqua's in at second for Langford. The two substitutions
changes, yeah,
on that right side.
But with that, we're now officially able to begin the inning. And first pitch to Caitlin Farley is going to be fouled off behind the grandstand, back behind home plate. Drakowski still throwing, has done really outside the 2 home runs, has been doing a phenomenal job at the plate.
Yeah, and even when she's fallen behind in count, she's worked her way back into them.
Pitch there bounces in the righty's batter's box. Count evens up at 1-1 now. Caitlin Farley grounded out her first time up, grounded to third. And Erickson playing way in there down on third base. Sees that pitch in for a strike. Count goes up to 1-2. Drakowski getting back ahead. One-two pitch. Drakowski leans back, fires in, hit and fouled up into the stands. Almost a one-hand snag.
Yeah, I was gonna say almost a nice catch by.
Doesn't really matter because apparently they just have to give these balls back.
If I got one in the crowd, I'd take a picture with that at least, and then before I'm getting a fresh stash of softballs to add to his pouch.
With the speed the umpire was taking off towards the Michigan dugout, I thought something had happened. I thought we were about to see someone get thrown out, but no, it was just restacking the old ball bag at the hip. So the count remains 1-2 after that last foul. Drakowski's going to rock back, shoots it in. Great contact down to center field. And Janisa Conway finds it and catches it for the first out of the top of the fifth. There has been some great contact being made since Buckeyes, but Janisa Conway actually has been getting some work out there in center field. She's been running around. She's made a bunch of plays today.
Yeah, she has been. And that was some good contact there you mentioned by Farley, but just short of the warning track out in center field from the 222 feet sign.
Brooks brings back up Cordelletti, who's a hard ground ball short. Great backhanded field there. And Cordelletti beats out the throw. Cordelletti's called safe at first. It was a great fielding job there by McVeigh, going to her right, backhanding it, and throwing it back across the body to first base. But speedy Cordelletti just managed to outrun that one.
Yeah, bang, bang,
for the first non-home run hit of the day here at the top of the fifth.
Of course, it's an infield single.
And of course, it's an infield single. But that's going to bring up now Taylor Heckman, the designated hitter. Or no, excuse me, who was subbed out of right field, so has now moved over designated hitter. Keeps her spot in the lineup. And Heckman saw that first pitch in for a strike, sees the second one in for a ball. So the count is at 1-1. 1 out here in the top of the fifth. 1 runner on with a Cordelletti running out that infield single. 1-1 pitch in, low for a ball.
I mentioned earlier, Cordelletti's got 15 stolen bases on the year.
Yeah.
Been caught 5 times.
Yeah. 37
runs scored. We'll see. Last time she did not steal at any point. The last time she reached base on a walk. So we'll see what happens here.
Valmont has been firing out of that stance, ready for it if it does happen. Great contact there, and that's going to be a single into center field. Conway is going to come up with it, going to throw it to third. And both runners are going to be safe at second and third, respectively. Heckman had a great grounder straight back up the middle. A diving Alakwa couldn't quite get there, so ball reached in center field. The speedy Cordelletti made it all the way around to third. Conway tried to get her out at third, but throw was a little bit late, and that allowed Hecker to leg it all the way over to second. So now with 1 out, the Buckeyes have runners on second and third with their 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up. This is a dangerous spot for the Wolverines, and Coach is out there talking with Turkowski on the mound right now.
Yeah, Jennifer Brunders in a circle talking with the infield. But you mentioned it, the pass, the diving Alakwa. Conway with an aggressive, trying to get the runner at Cordelletti at third, but really heads-up base running by Heckman to see that the throw is going to third and using that to advance to second. Get rid of the double play order. Now you got, like you said, 2 runners in scoring position. The first prime opportunity like this in this ballgame for either side, and we'll see with Cami Kortekratz in the box. This big at-bat here with Ohio State trying to get that run back that they gave up in the last half inning.
Last couple times Kortekratz has been up as she sees that first strike drop in the zone. Popped out to shortstop, and then back in the third, drew a walk, and then before making her way over to, before that was the first time we had that scary run on first and second with 2 outs that Turkowski was able to get out of. 0-1 count now, second pitch there low, bouncing in the dirt, but a great job there by Valmont to keep in front of her, not letting Cordelletti score from third. But yeah, this is now interesting, and all of a sudden, an infield ground ball becomes a very tricky decision. 1-1 pitch on the way, swung on, hit, right to third, bobbled it, and all runners are going to stay where they are, and Kortekratz is going to get to first. It was a really hard ground ball there to Erickson, kind of bobbled it. McVeigh also diving into the gap there, and just that extra bobble from Erickson meant that Kortekratz could get to first safely. Mm-hmm. You also saw, though, Cordelletti kind of dancing on third when the ball got hit, took steps off, saw that went to Erickson, went to go back, and it was this back and forth. But now bases are loaded for Jasmine Burns. First pitch in for a strike. Only 1 out.
You have to play at any base now with the bases loaded. But yeah, Erickson just gloved that ball from the hot corner, rightfully so, the hot corner at third. But good job keeping it in the infield, preventing the run from scoring. But now the bases are loaded.
0-1 pitch. That one just a little bit high outside for a ball. 1-1 with 1 out. Yeah, these bases are juiced. It's a very tricky situation. Excuse me. Burns has batted .500 with loaded bases this year. As she sees that pitch going for a strike, a great little change up there. Dropping right into the zone. 1-2 count. Only the 1 out. A double play here would be exactly what the doctor ordered. Pitch on its way. High ball. Count evens back out at 2s.
Yeah, you have to play at any base, so you obviously, depending on if you get a ground ball, but you would definitely take a strikeout here for Turkowski with the 2-2 count.
2-2 pitch, hit, ground ball, caught. Line drive to Erickson, who caught it, and Cordelletti just on instinct took a few steps off and couldn't get back in time. So it did be a double play, just not the way we were expecting it to. What a break for this Wolverine team.
Yeah, the 5 unassisted double play lined her right to the hot corner again. This time, Maddie Erickson got the glove on it, getting this crowd going. as she caught the ball, applied the tag on the base with Cordelletti running down the line a little bit. You mentioned a big break for Michigan.
That was the best. That was the best case scenario that Michigan could have asked for, that line drive. Because in a base load situation like that, you were just, especially if you're on third base, you were chomp at the bit to get off that bag and start going. Unless, of course, you see it pop high up in the air, which it didn't. It was a really hard hit right out of it. Unfortunately, it was just hit right at Erickson. And Cordelletti kind of instinctively just took those few steps off the bag, as you would no matter what. But just happened because it was such a hard line drive right at Erickson, who was only 2 steps off the bag. That little hop and a shuffle off of third base was all that needed for Erickson to just be able to calmly put a foot over and end the inning. A scary situation with a couple of good base hits, with 2 infield singles. One of them just scored Cordelletti just legging out that single to shortstop. Erickson bobbled the one at third.
Yep.
And then, of course, in between those, Heckman had a great drive just right up by the bag that a diving Alakwa at second couldn't quite get a hand on, which allowed runners to advance all over to second and third. But Michigan escapes with no damage being done in that inning.
It looks like Nori, who got a little banged up last half inning, she was subbed out. So now Hackenbrack has moved in she's now playing first, and Ruffer, who came in to right field last inning, she stays in right field. The only change is defensively. But you mentioned, big play.
Yeah.
Way to get out of the inning for Michigan. Now with Alice Stevenson, the 4 out of 5 Big Ten freshman of the week, trying to, as she takes the first pitch strike, trying to get this inning going as we're approaching the later stage of this ball game.
Absolutely. As you just heard Pete say, Alice Stevenson is going to lead off the bottom of the 5th here. Still that first pitch in for a strike. 0-1 pitch on its way. A great off-speed there, finding its way just into the strike zone. Yeah, so the official change-up for the Buckeyes is that Ruffer moves to right field. Heckman moves to designated hitter. Hackenbrack, who was designated hitter, moves to first base. And so Nori has been pulled from the day, having suffered that ankle injury earlier.
It looks like Smith called time just before I believe there would have been a pitch clock violation.
Yeah, saw the pitch clock violation wind down, so used one of her mound meetings to call Burns up there.
Which is smart because you're ahead 0-2. You don't want to give a free ball to the leadoff hitter Stevenson, who's 0 for 1 today. She flew out in her first at bat to left.
Only her second time in the 5th inning. Swung on a hit up to left field in foul territory. Doesn't matter. Still makes the play. Does Cordelletti. That is the second foul out that Cordelletti has caught today with those kind of blooping line drives, those fly balls over to left field. She just tracks down in foul territory. So 1 out in the bottom of the 5th here. Brings up Janissa Conway. Struck out her first time up to the plate. That was back in the 2nd inning. She's going to take this first pitch, foul it straight up into the air. Burns is going to run over to it, but it's just ekes over the net into the stands. So there was no play for it. Counts 0-1 with 1 out, nobody on. Freshman center fielder been a little bit cold today. This is some great plays in the field. Goes try to lay down a little slap bunt, but gets called for the strike. Counts 0-2 now.
And we've seen Allison Smith continue to really dominate in the circle, just besides the home run gave up to Stevenson last half inning. Or not to Stevenson, to a Sealer, excuse me.
0-2 pitch, hit on, good contact over into right field, but tracked down by Caitlin Farley. That's going to be 2 outs. It's the second play like that Farley has made today, just kind of running back into shallow right, catching that ball up above her head. And a really quick 2 outs for the Buckeyes, as it brings Lily Valamont back to the plate. Last time she was up, back when she led off the 3rd, grounded out back to Smith. Sees that first pitch in for a strike, a nice little off-speed change there. Smith has done such a good job, Dave, changing up the pitches, switching up from her fastballs to her off-speed pitches. She seems to have a couple different ones of them. I'm nowhere near talented enough, nor of an angle enough, as that fastball gets in there for a ball. Nowhere near talented enough, knowledgeable enough, or having the correct angle to identify which kinds of change-ups or fastballs or curveballs or whatever she may have at her arsenal, but it's clear she's got a lot, and she's been using it all expertly.
Yeah, it's been a really good mix of speeds and locations.
That pitch there swung on and fouled. That takes the count to 1-2. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th, nobody on. Michigan still trailing by a run. A loss here would seal a Northwestern Big Ten regular season championship. It would be Northwestern's 3rd consecutive Big Ten championship. And it would give them the 1 seed. Michigan would be stuck terribly at the 2 seed.
Yeah. Good for them. They put themselves in a position where obviously you want to win the regular season title, but you earned the first round bye and you're just 3 wins away in Iowa State from winning the Big Ten tournament.
And the 1-2 pitch is inside for a ball. Valmont staying alive. 236 average, one of the lower ones on the team, but still has some power, has 5 home runs, 30 RBIs. 2-2 pitch is fouled back behind the grandstand.
Yeah, going upstairs, that potential maybe a rise pitch there by Smith, getting under with Valmont, popping up behind plate, but yeah, you got the 2 balls, 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the 5th inning with nobody on, and Smith's been dealing.
2-2, weird pitch, weird hop, and Valmont's gonna leg that one out. Interesting little play there. There's definitely an off-speed pitch coming from Smith. Valmont kind of got ahead first, well laid back, way down the dirt, golfed down for it. Ground ball, third base, bounced up off the glove of Bump, and was still fielded, though, pretty cleanly by Quartercracks, who made the throw over to first, but just a little bit late. And that is going to go down as an error.
Yeah, I think they're going to give Bump an. Yep, as of now, Bump's going to error. We got pinch runner coming in for Michigan. That's
Number
Jessica
12,
LeBeau, the senior. So good for her on senior day.
Jessica LeBeau
getting
getting
in.
a little love here on senior day.
Yeah, a sharp ground ball right to Bump. It just hit her. I don't know if it hit her like her wrist. Right to
Hit her where
Quartercracks.
it kind of got up on her a little bit, hit her on the heel. But it's still somehow miraculously, when it bounced up behind her, Quartercracks was right there for it. And for a second, I thought maybe there might have been a play, but
it was a deep. It would have been a long throw.
Yeah,
but
it was a deepest long throw. Valmont had a great head start to it, so Valmont was still safe, which brings up Costales, who first time up at the plate, struck out looking. She's going to try to get some redemption now. Saw that first pitch going for a strike. And LeBeau on first base. Get a little bit more speed, so if we get hit in the gap here, try to get LeBeau around. Swung on, but pulled it back. First base said she didn't go. So 1-1 count now. Kind of checked it. First base said she was okay. 1-1, 1 on, 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th. Still a 1-run lead for the Buckeyes. That pitch low for a ball. Crowd starting to come alive a little bit, knowing how important it is. Only a few more at-bats left for this team. Swung on a hit right back to Smith, and that's going to end the inning. Costales quick ground out back to the pitcher. Force out at first, and we're done with the 5th inning. Only 2 innings remain as Blues Brothers is played by the band. This team's starting to feel a little blue themselves maybe, as they're still down by 1 as we enter the 6th inning. Coming up for the Buckeyes in this inning, it's going to be Mackenzie Bump, Sam Hackenbrack, and Kirsten Epley, who's been haunting Grukowski today.
Yeah. She's got 2 of the 5 hits, 2 solo shots, the 2 runs on the board for the Buckeyes, and
solely responsible for the runs on the board underneath the Ohio State banner. Still wild to me, the only runs that have been scored today have been scored off of 3 home runs.
Yep, 3 home runs, 2 by Epley, and then Ellie Sealer one for Michigan.
Yep. All solos, and then the other 3 hits for the Buckeyes were almost all infield hits, except for Heckman's kind of got through a little bit.
Yep, a grounder up the middle.
The Wolverines, the other only still have that 1 hit, but have reached an error at 2 separate occasions, both because of some hard ground balls into the left side of the infield. But we're going to get back to action here. Top of the 6th. 2-1, Ohio State leading over Michigan. Michigan loses. That clinched it for Northwestern and runs that game at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central. So starting in just about 20 minutes. It's going to render that game obsolete. But Mackenzie Bump is going to step up to the plate. Hit a great ball on that first pitch, but straight to Sealer. So 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the 6th. And you've seen a lot of that today. Really great contact being made, but it's all going right to the defense.
Yeah, we've seen the Buckeyes hit a lot of good contact in the outfield. Michigan, on the other hand, has been grinding a lot of balls with some weak contact besides the home run, and that's been the difference here today. It shows up with just a 1 hit for Michigan.
Hackenbrack up to the plate, watches her first pitch go for a strike. 0 for 2 on the day, struck out in the 2nd, and then flew out to center in the 8th. That was some great contact there.
Yeah, like we mentioned, like we've seen, even though they may only have 5 hits themselves, they've had some better contact compared to Michigan, but that bar is not very high so far in this game.
Absolutely. 0-1 pitch on the way. Hackenbrack sees that one go. Ball. A little bit high, a little bit inside. Who's to say? You can count at 1s across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out with nobody on base. Pitch on the way, and that finds its way back in the zone for a strike. Hackenbrack is yet to take that bat off her shoulder. 1-2 count. And Drukowski's got a little bit of room to wiggle now. Pitch on the way, swung through and missed. Struck out Hackenbrack for a 2nd time today. And puts the 2 outs. Great pitch there, high fastball.
Yeah, right at the eyes, you want to swing it when you see it up there, but good job elevating that pitch and getting the swing and miss for the 2nd strikeout, but bring up the dangerous Epley here.
Yeah, someone cue the Imperial March, because it has been horrifying every time Epley stepped into the box today. 2 for 2 on the day, 2 solo home runs, 1 a deep shot to left, 1 not quite as deep shot to right. All she's missing is a shot to center.
Yeah, we don't.
Well, I'm hoping to revert.
We'll
I'm hoping
see.
if I say it, that's like the
Reverse
jinx
jinx,
there.
yeah.
Reverse jinx it. That pitch seen for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes here in this at bat.
The Epley's had home runs in her last 3 at bats because she homered in her last at bat yesterday. So she's been seeing the ball really well.
On quite a heater so far. 2-0 pitch, in for a strike. A little bit of off speed there. Epley sat back, watch it through. 2-1 count now, and again coming up to bat with 2 outs in the inning.
And nobody on, which has been important because the 2 home runs have just put up 2 runs, keeping Michigan in this game.
2-1 pitch. Finds the way inside, and here we are again with 2 outs, 2 strikes, and nobody on for Kirsten Epley. Let's see if Drukowski can finally escape. And that pitch in the dirt. Bounce in front of Valamont, kept in front of her. Now the count goes full. A very important pitch here. And a 3-2 on its way. High, and that's going to be a walk. You wonder if Drukowski just didn't want to give her a good one. But
try to get her to chase like Hackenbrack did the
yeah.
last at bat. Good eye by Epley, and
Epley's going to take first base. 2 outs still. Now with the runner on first, and is going to bring up
Okay, we might have
It
a
was
pitch.
going to bring up Destiny Nori, but again, she has been subbed out, so this should be.
Right now it's showing rougher. We'll see if it.
It should be Caden. Nope, no, this is still Destiny Nori. Destiny Nori is still going to take her
Okay,
at
so
bat.
she's still in the lineup.
Destiny Nori still in the lineup. Interesting.
She's 0 for 2 today.
The ground out and a pop and that weird interference thing with the catcher. First pitch, she sees that one go in for a strike. Epley's stolen 4 times, only been caught once. See, they'll try that with 2 outs. Come up. Valmont came way out of that stance as Epley did take a few hard steps off the bag.
Yeah, try to potentially backpick with Carkerborough heading to first to potentially cover, but Valamont will simply make Epley respect the backpick attempt.
See what happens is that last pitch was a ball, so the count is at 1-1. 1 runner on base, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Still a 1-run game. Check the swing. Say she didn't go, so it brings count to 2-1. Some fans are not liking that one.
They're not happy. It's hard to tell from our angle.
But yeah, there's a couple of fans who are not quite happy with that. 2-1 pitch, and Epley's going to go, and Epley's going to be safe as Valmont's throw is not on the money. It was a good jump by Epley, though. It was going to be a tough play, even if the throw was exactly where it needed to be.
Yeah, it was an off-speed pitch, too,
yeah.
Which was in the zone for a strike.
So it count is 2-2.
We're going to review this
There's
possibly.
another discussion happening.
Looks like they're gonna go to the monitor. We're gonna look over to our right to see what they are gonna review.
Yeah, we're gonna use our inside information.
Yeah, the BTN and so the umpires are gonna be speaking with the lady over to our right. Potential interference.
I think
because they're
we'll
not
see.
Because they're not looking at any angle at second base right now. They're looking at an angle that's showing the hitter and catcher.
Oh, unless they're saying that she might have gone early, that she took off before the ball left her hand.
Oh, you're right.
So that's what they're looking. They're seeing if she got.
If she left.
Because it was
if she left first base on the steal early.
Yes.
Because
yeah,
it is. Catch on that. Yep.
You do, yes. In softball, you do need to before you can take. And they are going to say that she left early.
Not a quick review.
That's going to end the inning. So, because yes, in baseball, in the MLB, you can, as the batter, not only can you take your primary lead, you can take your lead off before the pitcher is even, throwing the pitch. You can take off the steal at any point, really. In softball, specifically here in collegiate softball, you have to wait for the ball to leave the hand before you're allowed to go. And on that one, Epley just got a little bit excited and just left a hair of a second early. And that was going to be the second time that there's been an outs, that the Wolverines have gotten an out based off of
from a review.
Based off of a review or based off of a base running error, essentially, by the Buckeyes. But however it's done, that's going to end the top of the 6th. And we're going to move into the bottom of the 6th now. And up for the Wolverines is going to be Ella McVeigh before going right back up to the top of the order with Ellie Sealer, Janelle Ilakwa, and Maddie Erickson. We are going to see, though, if Ilakwa is going to take her at-bat or if Langford is still going to be batting in the 2 spot, but we'll come to that when we come to it.
Evan Smith staying in the circle, and she's been dominant. She's been the story
She
today
has
for
been.
Ohio State.
Would not take her out yet. She's been doing such a great job on the mound. She's really handicapped this Wolverine team.
Gave up just the 1 hit on the home run, but besides that, she isn't perfect. But also, the way that this game's gone, Michigan just needs to capitalize on one more mistake, and this is a tie game. So they have to work some good at-bats again and keep things going.
And we have seen our fair share of errors as Nori is back at first base. Just looks like they just took a 1-inning break to maybe check the ankle a little bit more, but Nori is back out there on first. So as I mentioned, Any minute now, we'll begin the bottom of the 6th, and we're going to start with McVeigh before going to Sealer and Langford / Ilaqua. And here we go as McVeigh steps into the box. We begin the top of the 6th. McVeigh looking to lay down a bunt, kind of looking for that classic slap bunt. Pulls it back, called for a strike on her first pitch seen.
The defense is ready for it, and field is in, particularly at the corners.
Pitch and grounded to first for a quick, easy out. That was a...
Looks like they're calling it a foul ball.
Oh, wait, no, they're saying foul. So McVeigh's going to stay alive. And it looked fair from here, but...
Must have originally bounced foul, and then the
Let's
way
see,
from her angle, maybe
if
she
it
caught
bounced
it like
foul, and yeah, and it was grounded. It was fielded before the ball
bounced again, yeah.
Yeah, reestablished.
Yep.
Its fairness. But with that, still count goes to 0-2. McVeigh grounded out to third her last time up. Is showing bunt with 2 strikes. Pulls back, swung on, and missed. Foul tip was caught. So it's going to go down as a struck out swinging for McVeigh. He's going to bring back up the top of the order with 1 out. It's going to be Sealer and then Langford after that.
Yeah, Sealer, the lone player to have any success, obviously, on Smith with the home run in her last at bat. But Smith just getting her 3rd strikeout. She continues to dominate, only throwing 87 pitches so far.
First pitch, a ball. Oh, 1 count. 1 out. Seeing if Sealer can kind of capture some of that magic from earlier. Pitch in low. Caught that one just above the dirt, so count's going to be 2-0. We have not seen Smith fall behind like this too often in today's game.
Yeah, she's really been ahead in the counts, being 0-2 counts, which has really played to her advantage.
2-0 pitch, and that's going to finally get that across the plate. Strike 1 is called there. 2-1 count now, 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 6th. Michigan only has 5 outs left to make up this 1-run deficit they've had. And a lay down a great bunt by Sealer, who's going to be safe, overthrown at first. For a second, looked like she might have turned, try to go 2, but actually the Cruz, who's the new right fielder, who's been subbed in for Ruffer, was playing the help right there. And so that's another error by this Buckeye team. Laid down a really solid bunt, right kind of where you want it. But still probably going to get thrown out. But the throw from Smith was just way too high.
Yeah, it has been. And the defense has been an issue for this Buckeye team. Not just today, but they also had 2 errors in Friday's game, which led to a couple unearned runs. And the way that this game is going, you just gotta get your runs either any way you can, as you as the B reel went off.
Gotta be real.
They gotta be real here live from the Hutch. But as I was saying, the way that Smith's been pitching, you have to take advantage of where you can. Michigan capitalized on the 1 bad pitch that she's thrown with a Sealer home run, and they've gotten a couple defensive lapses from this infield.
Looks like they will credit that, though, as a hit. Looks like they said that she's going to
run.
Oh,
the bunt hit. So she probably would have been
She looks like they
anyway.
said that she's going to run it out anyways. So with that, Indiana Langford comes back up to the plate, 0 for 2 on the day with a line out and that foul out down the left field line. But there has been actually several changes for the Buckeyes in the field. You have at third base now, as the 0-1 pitch is on its way. Langford's going to see the one for a ball. You have now at third base, you have number 5, Skylar Lamone. At first base, as we mentioned, Nori is back into the game. And right field now, you've got number 11, Taylor Cruz.
So the Buckeyes changing things up as that pitch was high. The prime opportunity with Sealer on first. Only one out. Just trying to manufacture something here. You got the bunt single. See what Michigan do here with Langford.
Langford tries to go for a slap hit, hits a high bouncer foul right back to her coach. Count stands at 2-2. Well, again, one out with Sealer on first. Speedy Sealer has 4 stolen bases, but has also been caught 3 times, about a 50-50 success rate. But a good hit here. That's another foul slap hit from Langford. Some good contact here, especially if the lefty Langford is able to pull it down the right field line. Probably get Sealer over to third. And as long as Langford reaches safely, a deep fly ball from Erickson could let Sealer tag up and tie this game up. But for now, it's still a 2-2 count for Indiana Langford, who's going to see the 2-2 pitch and is going to again foul it off. She has been, feels like every time she's been at the plate, she's just been fouling off balls left, right, and center. But more specifically, only to the left.
Yeah, it's a slap hitter. Yeah, usually left side things with the lefty slap hitter. But she's making Smith work, and Smith has been dominant today, but she has had to deal with some longer at-bats.
The 2-2 pitch is high for ball 3. Yeah, as we mentioned, yeah, Langford's first plate appearance fouled off 5 times. Her second plate appearance was a foul out. Foul that way down left field line was caught and left by Corletti. And now the full count pitch there got her looking. Thought it was maybe going to be inside. Thought it was going to be a ball, so took up for the slap hit, but found its way into the batter's box. Struck out looking for Langford. It's going to bring back up Grace Erickson. No, so excuse me, Maddie Erickson. Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm curious if they're going to make a.
Quick
There's going to be some kind of change.
Breaking the action as coach is out there on the mounds chatting with.
I'm curious if they're going to sub out Smith.
I don't know if it's. I would be surprised if they sub her out with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. It looks like they're having a chat maybe just about strategy because of how dangerous a batter Erickson is. Talking strategy of how to throw to her, maybe if they are playing intentionally walking, anything like that. Because Erickson, like we've been mentioning today, Erickson is one of the most dangerous hitters on this Michigan team. 10 home runs on the year, 15 doubles, 64 hits, batting average of .368, slugging of .626. She is one of the most dangerous hitters, not just for Michigan, but in the entirety of the Big Ten. And the last thing you want in a game like this, in a tight game like this in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs, is to let Erickson get a hold of one. First pitch there is going to be popped up right to third base. And the shortstop is going to, again, a little communication, quarter cracks, kind of comes over, but still is going to catch that one. It's going to end the bottom of the 6th. So we enter the 7th, a 2-1 game. Ohio State still has the lead. The only runs that have been scored in the entirety of today's proceedings have been a second inning home run by Kirsten Epley, a 4th inning home run by Kirsten Epley, and a 4th inning home run by Ellie Sealer. It's been the entire extent of the scoring. Ohio State had a couple hits in there. Michigan has had really only the one hit, as they've now changed Sealer's hit to an error. Michigan has reached base on error 3 times since then.
But they haven't been able to do anything with those those errors. And credit to Smith, got the first pitch pop up to Erickson to end the 6th inning. I assume we're going to see her in the 7th with the way she's been pitching today. But Durkowski's been pitching well too, got 5 hits. Just the 2 mistakes to Epley has been the difference in this game.
Yeah.
Other than that, she's pitched well. She's keeping her team.
Yeah.
Even though they're not hitting well, they're still well within prime opportunity going into the last last inning.
And if you're wondering what we mean by has been pitching well despite giving up 2 home runs, outside of those 2 home runs, she got a bases-loaded jam that she was able to escape from, and had a first and second with 2 outs jam, and she's able to get. So she has had times where runners have gotten on. Like Ohio State has 5 hits today. They've had runners get on, but she has not allowed those runners to get home. It's only been those 2 occasions in the 2nd and the 4th, a 2-out home run
solo shots too. Yeah,
by Epley. The 2 solo shots have been the only things that have happened. It's been those 2 pitches. It's been Eppley, who's been on a heater, where her last 3 hits have all been home runs. That has been the extent of their offense today.
Exactly.
So she still has done a really good job, and here she is going the distance here in the top of the 7th. Has done a really good job of still being able to escape dangerous situations, of not allowing consecutive good hits from this Buckeye team. As her first pitch to start the top of the 7th goes for a strike. Destiny Nori at bat saw that one go through.
Yeah, she was hitting to end the previous inning, but the runner was out on leaving early, so that's why she'll get another chance at it here with a fresh count.
Second pitcher goes in for a ball. Count goes to 1-1. Another quick change. Alakawa has been replaced by Langford. Langford back in the game.
Carkerborough still in for Thole at first, so Thole's been out in that regard. But yeah, other than that.
1-1 pitch there was swung on, got way ahead of that one, fouled it all the way into the Buckeye dugout. Almost hit one of our beloved cameramen. Had to take a quick step behind the equipment to stay safe. So 1-2 count now with nobody on and nobody out. 1-2 pitch on its way, hit, great contact to right field, and caught by Stevenson. And this is what we've been talking about all game long. It's been some great contact by these Buckeyes, but it's all been pretty much right at the fielders for the Wolverines, especially that outfield.
Yeah, Michigan's been played well defensively. We've seen a couple of McVeigh lineouts right to her, Erickson as well in the outfield, like you mentioned. And besides the 2 home runs.
So 1 out now, bringing up Caitlin Farley, the 9 hitters, 0 for 2 on the day. Hesitates that first pitch, decides not to swing, and sees a strike go through. 0-1 count, nobody on, 1 out. After Farley, again, it's going to be at the top of the order with Cordelletti, who's been having a good little game today for herself. Farley turns to lay down a bunt, but the bunt rolls foul, so it's going to be an 0-2 count. I'm not going to see that bunt again, as a 0-2 fouled bunt counts as a strikeout. Drakowski's been great all day. Rears back, 0-2 pitch. On its way, almost got Farley swinging, but Farley held back at the last second. Check the swing, third base ump agrees, so it's going to be a 1-2 count now, but a lot of movement on that pitch to land right in the dirt. 1-2 count with 1 out, nobody on. Fouled back behind the dish. Net stops it. Count stays 1-2. So this is Ohio State's last chance to try to add on some cushion to that lead they've got to make Michigan's job in the bottom of the 7th that much harder.
Yeah, we saw them do it yesterday, so with the 4-run 7th.
1-2 pitch, low and away for a ball. Count evens up at 2. Drakowski's still in control though. Quick time out, and then immediately time back in.
Trying to reset that pitch clock.
Pitch clock had to take a reset there. Rocks back, 2-2 pitch. Little bit high. Drakowski really wanted that one, but not quite.
Another full count here.
Full count, 1 out. Drakowski on the way, swung on and missed. And another strikeout there for Drakowski. A wonderful off-speed pitch, had Farley swinging out of her shoes.
Yeah, beautiful pitch there. Farley was definitely not expecting the fastball there, or was expecting fastball, got off speed and swung right over that one.
Which brings up Cordelay, top of the order. First pitch swung on and fouled over towards that Buckeye dugout. Cordeletti's 4th plate appearance of the day, lined out in the first, was hit by pitch in the 3rd, and then back in the 5th, singled and made her way all the way over to 3rd before getting caught in that line drive out. Count goes to 1-1 now. Shows bunt, pulls it back, hits it, kind of half swings it, and shoots one foul down the left field line. Almost put that into the alumni band.
Yeah, I thought I was going to.
Which is very scary because those are older people with heavy instruments. That's the most agile.
Yeah, they don't have the most mobility.
Yeah, you can't
with that giant tuba. He's down further away.
And the 1-2 pitch. Low and away. The crowd here really wanted that one. That evens count back up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on, and a 1-run lead. And again, another ball in that same spot, so count goes full. With 2 outs at the top of the 7th. The Cordelletti's average officially hitting the 400 mark with today's game. Swung on and foul tipped. Hit the umpire a little bit. Seems to be okay though.
A little haphazard swing just to fight off that pitch and live to see a better one.
I didn't even think she got it because it was such a minor, but it was just barely a tip. Which keeps it 3-2. Let's see one more pitch. Swung on, hit, high fly ball in left field, into foul territory, but caught by Sealer. So that ends the Ohio State portion of today's game. We are just left with the bottom of the 7th. A 1-run game. 2-1. Michigan needs at least 1 to stay alive here, as Smith is going to stay on the mound, try to finish this whole game.
You can't ask for a better opportunity if you're Michigan. Obviously, the game hasn't gone your way offensively today, but you're only down a run. You have a chance to. The Big Ten title is still up for grabs if you could win today, and then if Northwestern falls, that game probably just about underway over in Bloomington, Indiana. But obviously, you can't focus on that. You only have 3 outs left, and you're trailing by 1. But you're only down 1. You haven't hit well much at all today, but you're still in the game. That's thinking about with that positive mindset. Obviously, you just one batter at a time. Just get on base. It doesn't matter how. We've seen Michigan reach on 3 errors, a walk as well, besides the solo home run. But it doesn't matter how you get on base. Make Smith work. Maybe try and get her out of this game. And nobody's warming up in the Buckeye pen. She is at 100 pitches even on the day, but they're definitely going to be willing to let her go the rest of the way. And a big game for the Buckeyes with seeding on the line for Iowa City for the Big Ten tournament starting Wednesday for the Buckeyes. Michigan, no matter what the results say, will play Thursday in the quarterfinals that they earned a bye. But big at bat, but you have Kiki Thole to lead off and a prime opportunity to get right back in this game with your power hitter in Thole.
And for the bottom of the 7th, we're going to begin with Kiki Thole, the senior, in her last half inning ever here in Hutchins Stadium on Alumni Field. She has the chance to start off her team, put them in a great spot for a come-from-behind victory, to walk it off against their most hated rival. The first pitch gets that started. And first pitch hits her. And Kiki Thole on first base now represents the tying run, now represents potential extra innings for the Wolverines, represents staying alive in the Big Ten title picture.
I don't know. I just said it doesn't matter how you get on base. Take the hit. We're gonna have a pinch runner. Is gonna be Maddie Ramey to come in for Thole. But it doesn't matter how you get on base. You got a runner on, nobody out. This is the first time all day that Michigan's had a runner on first with nobody out in this game. So we'll see with Ella Stevenson up. We'll see if they play small ball, if they're just gonna let Stevenson for the last 5 Big Ten freshmen of the week. She's been hitting the ball really well. We'll see how Michigan will play this, if they try and go small just to advance Ramey, or if they're going to let Stevenson swing the bat.
Stevenson has an opportunity. Stevenson now representing the game-winning run at the plate. Watch that first pitch go for a ball a little bit outside there. Ramey has attempted to steal 3 times this year and has gotten thrown out twice. So it's unlikely. When you have a base run with no outs, sometimes you just want to maintain that no outs. You just want to keep that for as long as possible. Second pitch on its way, fouled up.
That would have
onto the roof.
That would have went right to us if there was no cover.
I was about to say I was getting ready to
coming right to me.
I was going to throw this window open into.
I was ready for, but the shaded area was covering it up.
That pitch fouled off. Count goes to 1-1. Nobody out with Ramey on first. The 1-1 pitch is inside for ball 2. We've talked a lot about Stevenson, this freshman who has been on a heater these past couple of weeks. Who is
really the second half of the season for Michigan.
For a very long time this season. Been playing incredible as a freshman over in right field. The 2-1 pitch hit on, blooped over to shortstop. And it's going to be caught for the first of the inning. Quarter cracks was able to just hobble on back, catch that ball. It seems like Stevenson caught that one in the hand a little bit, just popped that one up. Not the best contact in the world.
Yeah, Quarter cracks, who's had a couple errors today. That's right in the middle between in shallow left field. Good job by Quarter cracks getting back there, making the play. Bring up Janisa Conway with a chance to give Michigan an opportunity here with the runner on first and 1 out here in the last half inning.
Janisa Conway now represents the game-winning run at the plate. Who's going to see her first pitch fly past her first strike. Smith still is cooking. She's thrown 105 pitches today, and she's allowed 1 hit, which is that home run.
Yeah, just the one mistake.
She has walked nobody. She has struck out 4.
Really, Michigan's only base runners have been the hit by pitches, or not the hit by pitch here in this happening, but a couple errors,
some overthrows, some bobbled grounders. It's been the only way runners have reached base. Other than that, it was the 1 home run by Sealer, and is crucial now with 1 out, with Conway having 1 strike. 0-1 count. Pitches high for a ball. 1-1 now. Ramey's taking some good leads there off first, but again, very unlikely we'll try to see a steal. Not only she has not been successful, but in a position like this, you don't want to eliminate base runners and add outs. The 1-1 pitch is swung and fouled back behind the grandstands behind home plate. Again, it's just this Michigan team has not been able to get on the same speed as Smith all game.
Yeah, no good contact besides the home run. Credit to Smith, who's been changing locations, changing speeds, making these Michigan hitters guess, and they've not guessed correctly.
The 1-2 hit, good contact to left field. That's going to land. That's going to be over the head. And runners are going to get to second and third. And what a play by Conway. 0 for 2 so far today, and a drive out there to left field. Managed to get right over Cordelletti's head, who Cordelletti has sucked up everything that's come near her today.
Yeah.
Couldn't quite try to jump, couldn't quite get a hold of it. That was a 1-hopper to the fence. And Ramey gets all the way to third, and Conway gets over to second, standing up. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your winning run is standing on second.
Man, Cordelletti looks like Ohio State's going to have a little mound visit. But Cordelletti, it looks like, because that ball was roped down the line, roped towards left field. She took a half a step in, and then she realized, like, oh, this ball's going over my head. And she just leaped up and couldn't grab it. And then good job by Michigan. You got 2 runners on. You said winning run is at second base. Tying run is at third. You don't have to swing for the fences here. Just make a contact, hit the ball to the right side, tie this game.
At this point, any hit to the outfield will score 1. Any fly ball to the outfield, any ball that gets through the infield will score 1. A nice hit into the gap, a good solid pull down the line could potentially score 2. Valmont at the plate. First pitch, ball outside. Valmont has grounded and has reached on an error today. That was the one where they bobbled it at third, and Valmont was able to barely beat out the throw. Second and third, 1 out, 1-0 count. Smith high, ball 2.
Conway's getting a good lead at second.
Conway is
being aggressive for a single. She's ready to, and it looks like we're gonna have a mound visit, but with the 2-0 count. This is what Michigan has yet to have all day long. A really prime scoring opportunity and working Smith momentum. The crowd's in it. The last 2 outs in your home season and your regular season for your seniors. The last chance to play here at at Alumni Field at Carol Hutchins Stadium, and this is mano-a-mano, big time at bat here with Valamont. You got Costales on deck. First base is open. If for a walk, we'll see how aggressive Ohio State will pitch here. Will they prefer to? We'll see if they prefer. We'll see if they even intentionally walk. Valamont. Make it so you have a forced play at home, because the runner at first won't matter. If
I was about to say, it's interesting here with.
We'll see how aggressive they pitch.
It's difficult for Ohio State because you also don't have to force out everywhere.
Yeah.
The 2-0 pitch. That one finds a way in for a strike. So it looks like they are going to throw to Valamont. Yeah. Valamont is not battered this year. For as good as she has been in spurts this year, she's not someone that you're consistently who's been very afraid of. Has the lowest average on this Michigan team at 235. 2-1 pitch. Ball inside, it seems. So count goes to 3-1. Only one out. Runners on second and third. Again, any outfield hit, and we have extra innings. A good hit into the gap means this game is over. Pitch in there for a strike. Valamont thought that was a ball that she started taking off towards first, as it was. But called strike. Full count now. One out. Smith reels back, fires it in, hit, ground ball, third. Safe at third. And they're saying first baseman was off the bag.
Wow. What a play.
Interesting series there. It was a hard ground ball to third base. Ramey took a step off the bag before realizing what was happening, went back to it. Limon tried to put the tag on him.
She stepped on the base first, but realized, I have to tag her, and she did. Yeah. We'll see if they review that. They could review a lot of things on this play.
So there's almost definitely going to be a review here. Ohio State coach out on the field talking.
Let's quickly recap what happened.
Coach Kovac Shanley right there talking right now. So it was a full count, one out, hard ground ball from Valamont, the third baseman. And this is the substitute third baseman, Limon, Skylar Limon, who's in there. Again, like Peter mentioned, field the ground ball. Ramey took a few steps off, so Limon went to touch the base, realized, oh crap, wait, it's not a force out, and I didn't catch the ball, it's not tagging or anything like that. So went to tag Ramey, but then Ramey realized what's happening, put her foot back in the bag, was safe there. Limon then turned around and fired the ball over first base.
Heads up by Limon.
Which was a great it was the lace, it was a great throw over the first to Nori, and Valamont was legging out the run. It was a very close play. It looked like the throw beat Valamont.
I agree.
But then there was no signal from the umpire, which if you heard us be silent for a few seconds, that we were waiting for some kind of sign. Not the first base ump who's playing closer to second.
Because of the second and third. Only 3 umpires today, so you don't have a first base umpire on that play. He called it. I think he probably just didn't have a good angle on it. He called it safe because
I think first base. We saw it from first base ump Tanya Garrick and Mark, the home plate ump Mark Corrs looking at each other, and they kind of gave the off the bag motion.
Bag call. And we're trying to look next to us to see if we can get it. I thought right away it was out.
Me too.
If it is out, it'll be second and third with 2 outs. We're looking to our right to see if we can get a good angle, as the replay center right next to us is
looking to.
Oh, they ruled it out. Yep, so the runner's out at second. So it's going to be second and third now with 2 outs.
Runner's out at first. Excuse us.
Oh, yep, I'm sorry. Runner's out at first.
Was thrown at first. I actually ended up being a great play there from Limon to be able to kind of have that little bit where it's going for the tagging the bag and tagging the person, but still being able to turn around and laser that ball across to beat out Valamont.
But now it's going to bring up Ava Costales, who's had a flair for the dramatic this season with a couple walk-off home runs already. She doesn't need to hit it out of the park with 2 runners in scoring position. And now they're going to review the play at third.
Ooh.
Now, if this play is ruled out, the game is over.
That's yes. If Ramey was still off the bag when the tag was applied, it's going to be a
crazy way to end the game.
The weirdest double play I've ever seen in my life.
We'll see what. We're going to look to our right to see what the replay center is looking at. They got to really skip back on the camera for a while. So I'm
So
gonna
we're
recap again. The ball was lined right on the ground, sharply to Lamone at third. She went over to third, tried to tag Ramey. The call was safe. Lamone threw it over to first to try and beat out Valamont, who's running down the line. That was called safe. They reviewed the play at first, and Valamont was ruled out at first, and now they're reviewing the tag at third. Ooh, that's close. At third. I think she got in there. But it's
going to
close.
be interesting to see. She might.
If this plays out, though, Ohio State will win the game on back-to-back reviews on each corner. I'm too far away to tell.
That looks like it might be out. Watch. So
it's got to be clear and obvious call.
Ramey's going to step. She's going to kind of hesitate because she sees the ball coming in.
We're going to try and look at another angle, potentially.
We'll watch it happen live.
What a way.
I know on radio you love it when they just describe the replay happening to you. But it was a very bang play. Honestly, from what I was.
I thought go ahead. I'll let you.
From what I was kind of seeing from this, it looks like the tag might have beat by a half a second.
If so, the game is over.
If that happens, the game is over.
Northwestern
on the weirdest double play of ground ball at third, tagging out the runner who was at third, who jumped off instinctively,
non-forced play,
and then threw it across to first, like threw a late throw all the way across to it, and then both legs of the double play were independently reviewed of each other.
After they're both called. And we saw this actually on the Friday game, and both calls were changed. So this week, crazy, the second time in a series where a double play. Here's a call. Safe. They're
going to call her safe.
Game stays alive.
They do call her safe. Okay, it was a very bang play. I may have just been pessimistic and have been scared.
It must have been not clear. It needs to be clear and obvious,
yes.
and it wasn't enough to change the call. But now brings up Ava Costales with a chance to play hero.
So, yes.
Bring the crowd coming to their feet.
2 outs.
What a scene.
2 outs. Bottom of the 7th. A 1-run game. Tying runners at third. Winning runners at second. Any base hit, and we go to extras.
At the very least.
At the very least, we go to extras. Base hit minimum, we go to extras. First pitch in their first strike. Costales today has been 0 for 2. She struck out looking in the third and grounded back to the pitcher back in the 5th. But as you mentioned, Costales has had on a few occasions some really big-time moments, and this would be another one of those. 0-1 pitch. Outside for a ball. Count evens up at ones.
What a chance here for the freshman. Yep.
The freshman designated hitter. Pitch on its way. 1-1. Swung on. Fouled all the way back behind the grandstand. Smith, at 116 pitches, is still firing as she was at the beginning of the game. It's now a 1-2 count. 1-2 count. 2 outs. Runners on third and second. Tying run at third, winning run at second. Pitch on the way. Swung on. Foul ball. Lasered at some fans.
Just got to fight it off. Live to see another pitch.
Doing just that. A good hit down the line would score the speedy Conway on second.
The Buckeye fans getting into their feet behind. Now the Michigan fans trying to respond with some noise.
Pitch on the way. 1-2. Swung on, fouled straight up into the air and over the net into the stands. No risk of Burns or Nori catching any of that.
Count will say 1 and 2.
Is my left arm supposed to be numb right now?
I'm sweating out here.
It's a tough time.
Intense here with the Big Ten title on the line.
2 straight fouled off. 2 straight pitches fouled off. The 1-2 pitch is on its way. Swung through, check swing, said she went out, and that strikeout ends the game. And Ohio State wins 2-1. About as rough of an end to senior day as you possibly could ask for with a loss to Ohio State like that. It was a great game from both teams, specifically a great game from both pitchers.
Yeah.
You have got to give the MVP performance today to Allison Smith, who went 7 innings, no walks, 4 strikeouts, only allowed 2 hits the entire game, and one of those came in that last inning there.
Yeah. Smith was dominant. She was dealing. If she pitches like that this upcoming week, she can really push this Ohio State Buckeye team further into the Big Ten tournament. She's been dominant recently for this team. She came through again when they needed a win. Now their seeding will play into the seeding for them in the Big Ten tournament will depend on a couple other games like Purdue, I believe.
That game, the Ohio State with that win pushed them to 12-11 in Big Ten play.
Yep.
That puts them so far ahead of Purdue, who they were tied with, and puts them even with Penn State. If Penn State and Purdue, I believe, still play today.
I believe so.
If Purdue wins, Ohio State has tiebreaker of them to still stay over Purdue. So they've clinched they will be ahead of Purdue. Penn State, I will need to do more research into how that tie, since they would actually be tied with Penn State, just if Penn State wins or loses determines if they'd be ahead of Ohio State. Where it would start to get trickier is with Minnesota and Indiana. If they would lose, if either of them would lose state, they'd be even tied at 12-11. We'd then go and see tiebreakers there.
Yeah.
But Ohio State has at least, at minimum, guaranteed themselves the 8th seed. Probably going to be moving up higher. Could possibly get as high as the 6th seed. But with that loss, does mean that Michigan is now locked in there at the 2 seed, which does mean that Northwestern, regardless of today's game, which has just started about 20 minutes ago, does mean that they are your defending, your back-to-back Big Ten regular season softball champions. And they will look to, with that 1 seed, defend also their reigning tournament championship as well. They won last year back in 2023. But a difficult game here for
it does point to a really good season for Michigan. Obviously, and there's still more to play for. They're a pretty solid tournament lock at this point, even with losing these last 2 regular season games. That 14-game winning streak in Big Ten play really, or not just in Big Ten play, but their 14-game winning streak before losing these last 2 to Ohio State have really put them in a good position. If they get a couple wins in Iowa City this week, they're in a prime opportunity to get back to the tournament for the first time in a couple years. And which is where this program expects to be from the Hutch era. Now with Bonnie Thole leading the helm, to see this team playing meaningful softball at the end of the year is exactly what you expect. And obviously the game didn't go end the way you wanted it to today, but a really good game, rivalry at its finest. And big win for the Buckeyes. Props to them. Allison Smith, player of the game for sure. She pitched a beautiful start for her. Durkowski also pitched well, though, but Michigan's got to fine-tune that offense to get a little more going after these last 2 games, only scoring 1 run over these past 2 games. They got to get that. It's a little concerning going to the Big Ten tournament, but if you get that fixed, Michigan's going to be in a really good position.
Which has been some weird pockets of the course here where Michigan just has struggled getting runs sometimes. But I do think with the heart of that lineup you have with Sealer and Erickson and Thole and Stevenson and Conway, you have and McVeigh. You have a lot of really good hitters in this lineup.
If they get going, Michigan's going to be in a really good position. They'll be just fine.
Michigan is one of those teams that you don't
teams.
want to let them get hot.
Yeah.
Because as they've shown this year, when they get hot, they had that the 13-game win streak coming into this series.
Yep.
When they're a team that gets hot and they get cooking, it's very hard to stop them.
When they're meshing on both ends. Because obviously early in the year, the hitting was doing really. We've had points where the hitting was doing really well. A little bit of struggle pitching. When they mesh together, you see the 14-game winning streak. And if they just obviously put these 2 games behind them, get back to where they are, if they can mesh that together, they can make a good run here come the Big Ten and NCAA tournament.
Well, that is going to do it for us here on WCBN Sports for today's softball matchup. Once again, the final score: Ohio State 2, Michigan 1. A tough game for senior day here for all of the seniors at Michigan, but a great win from the Buckeyes that could propel them into some success during the postseason. Michigan now officially locked into that number 2 seed for the Big Ten tournament, which is starting on May 8th. So tune in for that. I believe we will have some coverage.
Hopefully we'll have some
coverage for that. Stay tuned. You can subscribe to us here to see if that happens. You can follow us on Twitter to get updated for what's going to happen. But for all of that, signing out one last time, my name is Tim.
Peter Nasr.
And thank you for tuning in today. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
And as always, go Blue.